Welcome to another episode of the RDR podcast, where we talk about all the nerdy shit you love or hate. We're your host. I'm Quentin.
I'm Tim.
And I'm Malik.
And today we got a fun show for you. Tim and Malik just got back from Combo Breaker, so we're going to get a recap on what happened there. We'll also talk about should companies and developers take more chances. Then we'll discuss what would you want a season of DLC announced all at once, or you want surprises for each release? We'll also talk about our favorite guilty pleasure movies. And then we'll answer the question, is Soul Calibur a dead franchise now? We'll also discuss the biggest what if in wrestling and who we believe should be on the wrestling managers Mount Rushmore. And then we'll wrap it up with our top 10 favorite cereals. You guys ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get into it. Combo Breaker.
First things first, it was incredibly fun.
Yeah.
I have to say, if you are even slightly into fighting games, you need to go to at least one major event, Evo, CEO, Combo Breaker, something of that sort. If it's in your area, get the single day pass, go for 1 day. I would say either day 2 or day 3 as opposed to day 1. But you will have a blast. It was so much fun.
Why not day 1? Like, was it? It's like just because it's just getting started. It's like not really
day 1. Like if you're entering a tournament, it's real. Everyone's pretty much participating in day 1, so you can't really like play a lot on the stations and stuff, because a lot of the stations are being used obviously for tournaments and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, most of the tournament, most people are eliminated by day 1. So when day 2 comes, more stuff is open for you to play and sit down and just talk to people and stuff. Because the first day, a lot of people are on edge, because especially if you never entered a big tournament like that, a lot of people are just nervous and just trying to focus on playing the game and stuff. But once after that first day is over and you're eliminated, so the rest of the weekend, you just pretty much can just do whatever you want and just walk around, talk with pro players, meet with other people and just talk and, lab the game with other people and stuff like that. That's all I say. The first day is kind of like, it's fun, but it's just like, it's a lot of nerves, a lot of jitters and stuff like that going on for like the first day of them. Like Evo, like, last year for Evo, I was a disaster that first day. And then this time, Combo Breaker, the first day, I was fine. I guess 'cause I got them jitters out now, and plus just playing a tournament since then, I'm just kind of like whatever, when I play them now, because I don't get nervous anymore. I just play now.
Yeah. And another reason why I would say day 2 or day 3 is because if you're someone who's going just as a spectator, you generally want to see the higher level gameplay going on, and by day 2, everyone's at least a fairly decent level.
Right.
Of skill. No one's going to creep through to day 2 and not be at least adequate.
Correct.
okay.
Like, you can get matched up with someone who's not very good. You can win 1 game, maybe 2 on day 1. But in order to get to day 2, you're playing against someone who's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So everyone on day 2 and on is pretty good, and that's where storylines start to get built. Like, there was a guy that shows up to our local tournaments that I believe he's from Ohio, but
yeah, it is like East Liverpool or something, just right on the state line or whatever.
And he went out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he went out there and he started wrecking people and starting to beat some top players with a character that many people don't think is very good. So the storyline was starting to get built like, who is this guy? We've never heard of him. We've never seen him in online tournaments. We've never seen him at any other majors. Who's this guy and how is he wrecking some top players with a bad character? And those storylines started to get built on day 2.
Right.
And then he went into day 3 and everyone was looking for this guy because now there's the story behind him.
Right.
So day 2 and day 3 is where you start to get more of your value as a spectator. That's why I would say go day 2 or 3. Obviously, day 3 is when the finals are happening, so things are going to be the most exciting then.
Right.
Some of the smaller games, their finals are on day 2, but the major games that most people play, the Street Fighters, the Tekkens, the Guilty Gears, that's all day 3. So if you want to see the best of the best go against each other, day 3 is likely your best choice. Plus, also, day 3 is when, like most conventions, vendors want to get rid of their stuff.
Yeah.
So that's when you get deals. Like day 3, the combo breaker booth had a big bin, was like, these are stuff from last year that we just got left over. If you find your size, we'll give you a good deal on it. Like it was like 50% off or something like that. But you got to you just got to dig through it and find your size.
Right.
So that's why I generally recommend day 2 or 3.
And then they had a little arcade upstairs too. They had a lot of, stuff up there. I went 10-0 in Power Stone up there, by the way, on the arcade. Had to throw that in there,
Nice.
but still, yeah, it was just a great experience. I finally got to meet Daigo, my favorite Street Fighter player. So I was fanboying a lot this weekend, unfortunately, but I couldn't take it. I just had to get my fanboy on. And, like I said, my favorite moment was, obviously, I got to do a gal mirror match with one of my favorite Street Fighter players named Knuckle Dude. And we talked for about 20 minutes before we even start the match. And we just talked for a while and just, he beat the crap out of me, which was expected. But he gave me a lot of feedback on what I can do better and just, and that's what the FGC is about. Because remember a couple weeks ago I said, how can the FGC be better? It's stuff like that, just being more welcoming and just, just giving back the feedback that players need to hear and stuff like that. It was just a really good time. The whole vibe for the top 8 was dope. Just being there. And then even though we don't play Tekken 8, but just how everyone was excited that Armor King got shown, and just the fact that the Tekken community is still there, is just really bad right now. But just to see how people were still excited to see top 8 Tekken, and just when they announced Armor King, and Malik actually got to meet Harada, who actually runs Tekken. So that was pretty cool. And but yeah, like I said, I actually enjoyed this better than Evo, even though there was nothing wrong with Evo, but I feel like I just had a better time here.
Yeah.
At Combo Breaker opposed to Evo. Also, there was less people here than Evo, obviously, too. So
considerably less.
Considerably, yeah. And I went 2-2 in Street Fighter, so I can't complain. I probably could have gotten further, but also there's some matchups I didn't know, but I went 2-2, and I can't complain with that. Like I posted my rank when it was like 513th out of 1,280 something, but that's that to me that's not bad.
No, it's not bad
I
at all.
can't complain with that.
You're in the top half.
Yeah.
You're in the top 50%. Like that's nothing to complain about.
Yeah, so I'm, I feel like I could have done better, yes, but I am not upset with where I was at. You know what I mean? So, and in the Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I went 1-2, which was expected because, like I said, as much as I love the game, it's a broken game. So, you know what I mean? Of course, I got knocked in the losers by MSP team, which is Magneto, Storm, and Psylocke, which we talked about. I think we talked about that 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And of course, I got eliminated by a Sentinel player. Like, it's just, the top tier broken game, but still love the game no matter what, man. Just the overall, it was nice seeing a lot of past games. There was Darkstalker tournaments. There's a lot of cool vending stuff they had there and everything like that. I actually got a vinyl over there I got a Tekken 2 vinyl I bought out there last week. So, and I got a lot of my favorite pro players to sign my case for my PS5 controller. So, my only issue was, a lot of weed smokers. That was it. Cause a lot of them, they smoke and they would walk past and they just smell it. But I didn't really get no stinky odor people, and you know what I mean? So
I walked past a couple.
I'm sure they were there, but
Musk.
but I do agree with like what Malik said. It's something, if you're really big into heavy fighting game, you should go to one of these at least once in your lifetime.
If you're big into fighting games, you should go to multiple times.
Obviously, yeah.
If you're just slightly into them, you should go to at least one.
Right. So I don't know where we're gonna go next year. I'm not sure. So I was leaning towards either CEO or Evo again. I don't know. We'll see. We gotta see what the Capcom map looks like next year.
Is that held in the same place?
Evo's always held in Vegas.
Well, I know Evo is, but Combo Breaker.
Combo Breaker's
yeah,
always in Chicago.
somewhere in
yes.
the Midwest area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, Chicago skyline was gorgeous. By the way,
Yeah, I've heard.
It was really makes ours look like ours look like crap. Anymore. Ours don't look.
Our
crap.
skyline-
Ours looks good going through the tunnel.
Coming out the tunnel, our skyline is
Yeah, I'll give
fucking
you that,
incredible.
Yeah, but Chicago's a major city.
Yeah, and
so-
just seeing like how big it is and just the Sears Tower and stuff. I was like, this is really dope, you know. And but I'm thinking anything else. A lot of cool cosplays there. Obviously, there were a lot of King cosplays. I've noticed.
Yeah, there was a
Second
couple King
King
cosplays.
cosplay.
One thing that this emphasized for me is we need something like that in this area.
Yeah, because we're tired of traveling.
Not only
I
just
am.
because of traveling, but just think about it. Vegas, West Coast. You got CEO South. You got Combo Breaker Midwest. You got Dream Hack for Dallas.
I do know technically we're considered Midwest.
I did hear that before.
I don't know why, but we are
Yeah.
considered Midwest.
I know Ohio's Midwest, but
I
we're
know
not
some-
Ohio.
We're like, I've heard we're like borderline because some people consider us East, some consider us Midwest.
But like even in
It's
like,
all who you ask.
even in like the battle rap arena, because that's what I first learned. It was like they was in Pittsburgh and they're like Midwest. I was like, what? I end up looking it up and they were like, yeah, Pittsburgh's Midwest. I'm like, what?
What?
Yeah,
So-
but we need something here. I
I agree.
wouldn't mind it being in Pittsburgh, but I'd be okay if it was in like Philly, New York,
Yeah.
Cleveland.
Baltimore.
Cleveland's a lot closer. Than,
Cleveland's
all
2
of it.
hours and 18
Yeah.
minutes
Mhm.
away from here.
Yeah,
so
Cleveland will work too.
I hate going to Cleveland though. I hate Cleveland.
But
Uh,
but look, we need a major in this area, and because
I agree.
I think it would do well.
Yeah.
Since it's close and it's fairly close to many major cities.
It is.
You definitely do Baltimore's.
Yeah.
Baltimore.
So-
Yeah.
So I would definitely like a major over here. If I had the money to put up to do a major myself, I would. Maybe if this podcast blows up to extraordinary growth, maybe we can do that. But at this point in time, we can't. But we do need one in this area.
I agree.
I don't know why I like going to Baltimore. I was last time I was in Baltimore, I was threatened to be shot.
I
So-
like Baltimore. The Inner Harbor's dope. I like that.
Well, I went when they were playing the Steelers in the playoffs when Ryan Clark knocked out Willis McGahee.
Oh, that was back in 2008, so you was
Yeah.
definitely trolling.
Oh, I was
Yeah, I'm sure
I was
you-
in full black and yellow
Yeah.
from head to toe, and I remember like we were coming out of the African American History Museum,
Right.
and this dude like yells across the street, and he's like, "Oh, you're brave." He's like, "You wearing that today?" He's like, "You probably gonna get shot."
Yeah.
He's like, "But you're brave," and I'm like,
You know what? I feel more comfortable going to Baltimore wearing my Steelers jersey than going to the Flyers with my Penguin jersey.
"I hate Philly.
Well, me
I
too.
hate everything
It's-
about Philly."
yeah.
So yeah.
Worst
Except
fan
the
base
cheesesteak.
and Johnny Whaley's food.
Pittsburgh
And
beat
Jo- and
Pittsburgh
Johnny
beat
Whaley's.
Philly for best cheesesteak,
Alright.
and I will not let them live that down.
But Johnny Whaley is out there too.
Well, yeah.
And his food is by far some of the best barbecue.
Even
I've ever had
Sean
in my life.
left Philly.
Sean Miner.
Yeah,
Where's he at?
New Jersey.
Oh, he went
It's
to
right over the river.
Yeah, I know,
It's,
but-
it's their suburb, I guess.
Yeah.
No, back to Cleveland. I'm going in October because my wife's going to a Kevin Gates concert, so I'm kind of got dragged to that.
That sounds awful.
Yeah,
That does
I mean,
sound-
he
that
has some
sounds
okay stuff, but all he talked about is sex songs. But
He's a weird dude.
yeah, I'm getting dragged to that. But we're going up there. Or we might be going to that Cleveland thing. In the beginning of September, I think it is that Cleveland Comic Con thing or something. Remember I told you about that? a little
Yeah, I
bit
know you
ago?
told me about it. I can't.
Yeah, it's in the beginning of September. So, but I've been to Cleveland before. But but overall, like Malik said, they do need to have a tournament somewhere on the East Coast. That would be dope.
Yeah,
And not in Harvard, or not in Hartford, Connecticut, where they had East Coast Throwdown.
yeah.
Yeah,
Also, just to you spoke on how you competed. I guess I should give my results.
yes.
I went 1-2 in Street Fighter 6 and in Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. 1-1 match in both. I personally could have done better as well. I was just dropping so many combos that I do 1,000,000 times when I'm at home. But for some reason, I could not get them to come out. And people were trying to say, "Oh, it's because of the PlayStation." Like, no, I play on PlayStation, so it's not like, oh, I'm changing from PC to PlayStation. No, I play on PlayStation, so that's not an excuse. Even if I did play on PC, still not an excuse to drop combos. But yeah, I did all right. I finished, I think, in the 700s out of however many people. So I definitely felt I could have been a little bit better. The first person I lost to in Street Fighter, I definitely felt I could have won. And I actually had a chance to win.
Yes.
A drop combo.
Mhm.
I dropped a combo, and then he ended up coming back and beating me. But that's the name of the game. Sometimes stuff happens. But it was still all in all a good time. Got some little souvenirs from there from some of the artists and stuff that were there. Spoke a little bit with a couple of little indie developers that were showing off their games, which is always cool to see. I said the arcade was cool. It's a little limited and a little packed in there, but it was okay. I liked that the little speed shooting game. It was stupid, but I liked it.
How was the food?
Overpriced.
The food thing was a problem because they don't want you bringing in any outside food.
Of course.
But their food in the venue was mediocre at best. Little, not even small personal size pizza. Cheese is like $11, and 90% of it is crust.
Oh,
like you got an oversized crust, almost no pizza part. I'm like, chicken tenders with no fries is like $10.
I did get those because I like chicken tenders.
I like chicken tenders too, but $10 for chicken tenders and nothing else comes with it. No. But, so we just, when we wanted to eat, we would generally leave and go to a local restaurant.
Yeah, we went to some Wildberry pancake place. It was really good.
Yeah,
but I couldn't eat all the pancakes, so
I've always heard Chicago has good food.
Yeah.
Oh, Chicago has incredible food.
And then Malik had Starbucks for the first time.
What'd you get?
Well,
he got a breakfast sandwich, but he didn't get an actual coffee or anything.
I don't drink coffee, so
neither do I.
But
still drink stuff at Starbucks.
Yeah, but
they have a lot of non-coffee items.
I don't get nothing from Starbucks.
And the one last thing for Cornbreaker, I don't remember his name, but shout out to the young kid that was walking around with a sign saying $1 money matches.
Oh yeah, definitely got to bring that up.
Yeah, he did subscribe to our podcast, by the way. But
I don't
remember.
I'm gonna shout out his channel because I subscribe to his.
Yeah, he had a sign that said $1 money match. It was like, we just play for $1. You know what I mean? He took my $1, but Malik took $1 off of him.
Yeah, I beat him.
Yeah, I lost.
So technically, I won a money match in Street Fighter 6. So run that.
Yeah,
but no, he was a cool kid. Just he's trying to start up his own little YouTube channel based around Street Fighter, and he was talking about, he just held up a sign, money matches for $1, and he would record it, and he said he was going to put it up on his YouTube channel.
I got a lot of content too. Like $1's nothing.
Yeah, $1's nothing. But it was fun. Like, and kid's name is Dr. Dude 52. That's his YouTube channel. Check him out. It was a fun time.
Yeah, it was cool.
Nice kid. I think he was maybe around 21, 22.
Yeah,
he was relatively young. But
Malik has kids that old.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. My daughter is about his age. But it was a good time. And I definitely like to see the money matches. I wouldn't mind having them happen more often.
Yeah, y'all mentioned that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So. That money match day one, that was a lot of money that they were asking for, but like the $10,000 one. But I'm okay with $1 money match. You know what I mean? Like, I think I was the dude's first opponent that day too, because I was just like, really, I put my hand up, and then someone's like, he's one. I was like, we'll do a money match. Come on, and that was it. It was just a cool. It felt very nostalgic, just being back in that environment and stuff. So.
It takes you back to the childhood days when you used to do money matches with your friends.
Yeah. Like
I used to hear about Westbeat doing money matches in football all the time, and it just takes me back where you like, I'm the man in Madden. Oh, put the dub on it. Like, it just takes you back to your childhood. And, in the spirit of competition is all about just competing to see who's the best and putting a little bit of money on it. Just adds a little more to it.
Yes, sir. That was really it. That's it for I got for Combo Breaker. But like I said, one time you should come out with us, Q, one time.
Yeah,
down
you
in the
definitely
future.
should go with us at least once.
It is a fun time, but that's all I got for the Combo Breaker, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind going. Just maybe next year since I'll be hurt around this time.
I mean, there's also
CEOs next month. I would like to go to that, but I don't think I can get off of that. But I would like.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to go to CEO. But the major ones is CEO, Combo Breaker, and Evo. Evo's usually in July, August time frame.
It's August 1st this year.
Combo Breaker's usually in May, and CEO's usually in June. So generally somewhere around that time frame. Those are the big ones. Then DreamHack is a little bit smaller. That's in Dallas. East Coast Throwdown they shut down they said at least this year. So we all know about that, but yeah, definitely need to get out to one of them.
But John, y'all have fun.
Yeah, it was dope. Yeah.
So, should companies and developers take more chances?
Absolutely.
What are we talking about here? Like,
just bring a new IP out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, I'm gonna go with Capcom as a perfect example. Capcom only focuses on 3 games now.
Mm-hmm.
Resident Evil. Well, actually, now it's just Resident Evil and Street Fighter, and I guess only Musha now, technically, because it was Devil May Cry, but now that Devil May Cry, I guess they parted ways. The guy that created Devil May Cry for Capcom, I guess he parted ways or something.
I didn't even know that.
But
that was recently too.
Yeah,
I remember reading about it.
That's why I think they came out with another Onimusha, because now that Devil May Cry is gone or whatever for now, they came out with Onimusha. But Capcom needs to take a chance on Mega Man again.
No, I've played a Mega Man game. Forever.
It needs. Yes, we need a new Mega Man. We need a new Rival School.
Should it still be like a side scroller type thing?
Absolutely.
You still think?
I'm okay.
I don't know, man. I played another game. It was like Tau or something like that. It was a side scroller, and I was like 10 minutes in. I was like, all right, I'm already sick of the side scrolling. So that's just me, though.
See, I don't consider that taking a chance.
Why?
That's not taking a chance. You're bringing out something that people are already asking for because it already exists. That's not taking a chance. That's taking a calculated risk. Taking a chance is I'm going to come out with something brand new, no one's ever heard of, brand new IP.
That's fair.
That's taking a chance because you have no idea what the people's reception of this is going to be. If Capcom was to come out and say, we're making a new Mega Man, you're going to have a large constituent of people that love Mega Man is going to be like, yes, give it to me now.
But
if they came out and said, we're coming out with a brand new game called blah, 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 well, people are going to be like, well, what is it? Now it's risky because now they have nothing to reference it on.
I'd actually be okay if they made a whole new fighting genre. Because obviously, you get your Street Fighter, and then, Darkstalkers is, done, you know what I mean? But they come out with a whole new type of fighting game series, I'd be okay with it.
See,
why not?
I wouldn't, that's like, I just need stuff that's going to, this seems like people are stretching their boundaries. If Capcom came out and said, we're making a new fighting game, everyone's going to say it's going to be like Street Fighter. That's going to be the first thought most people are going to have. It's going to be like Street Fighter, just using different characters.
They could think that, but they could be wrong as well.
But if, say, Take-Two or Rockstar was like, we're making a fighting game, you're going to be like, what the fuck are we getting?
Yeah, Rockstar.
That's a risk.
Rockstar would confuse me.
That's what I'm saying. I agree. It will be that's a risk because when you go outside of your normal boundaries, that's when it's a risk. Like, it's easy for a Rockstar to say, hey, we're making this open world game that's going to be centered around chaos. Well, that's generally what you do. Whether it's Red Dead, GTA, Bully, Manhunt, like That's
Warriors.
huh?
Warriors.
That was a good
Warriors,
game too.
That was a great game.
Max
Really good game.
Payne wasn't that Rockstar as well?
Mhm.
I thought that was Naughty. No, Naughty
No,
Dog.
Max
was,
Payne was-
yeah, Naughty Dog was Uncharted.
Uncharted.
So generally, their games all fall within a certain framework.
Right.
Soon as they go outside that framework, that's taking a chance to me. When you're saying we're just going to do what we normally do, just a little bit different, that's not really taking a chance.
Okay, that's fair. So what if Naughty Dog made a fighting game?
Exactly.
Okay, well, how would you be? Would you be interested in that? Like, do you like?
If they were to announce we're making a fighting game,
Right.
my interest would be piqued. I'd be like, okay, I need to see where you're going with it. Because one thing that I would definitely, the first thought that would come to my mind is if they have a story mode, it's going to be good.
Okay. Well, it depends because if you're a Neil Druckmann hater, you might
I'm not paying attention to them people. If it has a story mode, it's going to be good. Neil Druckmann's a great storyteller.
I agree.
I'm ignoring those people. Oh, they killed my favorite character, so you're terrible as a storyteller. No, he did his job.
Absolutely.
I would just need to see what they're going to do with it as far as the fighting game mechanics go. For example, this was just announced a few weeks ago. Demps, who's the company that helped with Street Fighter 4, it's owned by the guy that made the original Street Fighter. He's also in charge of making the original Fatal Fury, the original King of Fighters. They just recently announced with Ring Magazine, they're making a boxing game. I'm interested.
Well, I know you are because you love boxing.
Yes, I love boxing, but
Yeah.
two, Demps is going out of their wheelhouse. They make fighting games.
Right.
This is more going to be of a sports game.
Right.
I'm assuming we don't have the details. They just said, I believe it said it will be original characters, so it's not going to be a sim like Undisputed.
Right.
But I don't know if that means it's still going to be a sim, but just with original characters, or if we're going to go Ready to Rumble route, where it's arcade, goofy, or what. But I'm interested. And I know Demps can make a good game. So I consider this a risk for them.
Okay.
And I'm intrigued on what they're going to do.
And that's good. I'm glad that they are taking that chance because you always want to keep the same route that makes you money, but it's okay to branch out every now and then just to see what something might work because you might catch something. Like was that lightning in a bottle phrase or whatever that go? They might catch something with that. What about you, Q?
All the chances I see them taking right now, I don't like. But I mean, what y'all were saying, I definitely agree. They definitely should. But it seems like I just seen what was it? Borderlands.
Right.
Their creator was just like, oh man, guess what? Our real fans will pay $80 for a game. Well, that's a chance that you're taking, and I don't think that's a smart chance. But
that's not taking a chance. That's just being a dick.
He's taking a chance on the fact that they'll pay the $80.
Yeah, but that's not the chance I'm referring to.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. The chances, but no. I definitely think they should definitely step out more.
Yeah.
A lot of, I mean, even if like we look at like a lot of like the most recent like games of the year, a lot of them were just new games that came out of nowhere. I mean, yeah, there's still, your Dark Souls and your your Breath of the Wild and stuff like that. But a lot of them are like, I mean, you're getting games that you're like, well, nobody, like, last year, Baldur's Gate. I mean, it was 3, but you know what I mean? It was still like, it became like a mess. Like, not too many people was familiar with the other 2.
Yeah.
I had never heard of Baldur's Gate.
Neither have I.
But 3 intrigued me, so I was like, I got to play it. And I think companies should take more chances. Yeah. It makes sense. You know what I mean? You won't know unless you try.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like this year's perceived game of the year is that Clear Expedition 33 or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I seen that. That's another
It's an RPG.
It's another, but it's turn based also. I believe.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And don't forget, Stray was a big hit. The concept
I
is
didn't understand that.
baffling.
I
to
did
me.
not understand.
You're
that.
a stray cat, but apparently it was a great game. I didn't play it.
People loved it.
My son got it. Mikhail has it. He appears to like it.
Of course he would have that game.
Of course he
Yeah,
would.
of course he would.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's a risk. I'm gonna make a game about a stray cat, like not a superpowered cat, nothing like that. You're a cat.
Yeah.
Like, that's a risk.
Yeah.
And it paid off.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people like that game.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be amazed how like something like that will just people will be amused by. You know what I mean? Just like
I'm sitting here talking smack on Stray like I didn't play Echo the Dolphin as a kid.
Echo the Dolphin was a terrible game.
You were a dolphin. What is there to hate?
I still don't understand that game. I don't think I ever got past the first level.
Neither did I.
I watched someone play it on YouTube, and I saw everything. And there was no way we were beating that game as children. No way. They went to whole nother dimensions on that game.
But you were a dolphin.
Yeah, like I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, that game.
But yeah, I mean, it. Personally, I love new games. Something comes out that's, you know, I mean, and I hear that it's supposed to be good. I'm like, all right, let me try it.
Now, did you feel Baldur's Gate 3 deserved Game of the Year, or did it get Game of the Year last year?
Did it get? I thought it won. It was an amazing game.
Is that like an open world type game?
Yeah.
It seems like the past couple Game of the Years have all been like open world type games.
There was a lot of decisions that you can make. Like I remember when it was me and Mikhail, we were talking about it. And I was like, oh, this is my favorite side character. And he's like, oh, well, I killed them. And I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, we got into a fight and I killed them. Like, our games were completely different.
Right.
Even though we were playing the same game. And I mean, I love that. Like,
and would you like the Elden Ring too, right?
No.
You didn't like Elden Ring?
I don't play those games.
I thought you did. I know, but
I won't do FromSoft.
That's me.
Neither will I.
Why?
I don't want to stress out while playing a game. I play the games for fun.
Oh, but
like,
everybody gave me hell when I got rid of, when I turned that Sekiro, and I was like, this is.
That's why I didn't try it. I wanted to play that too, and then they was like, "Oh, it's FromSoft." I was like, "No, I'm good, man." No, and then this whole stupid mindset, "Oh, get good." Man, I got kids and a job. I'm playing this to take the stress off.
Right.
I don't want to get good. I want to see the story. I'm a story player.
I would play it again if they just had a difficulty level. That's all. If you want to play it that hard, then make it just a level like that.
Let me learn your story first,
right?
On medium, and then I'll go to hard if I really enjoy the game.
Yeah,
but I don't want to be out there stressing like, oh man, I died 37 times fighting this boss. That's not fun.
Yeah, because Sekiro actually wasn't a bad game. Like it actually played really well. It was just too difficult.
Yeah, I'm not saying any of the games are bad games. Obviously, they're good games. People love them, but I don't have that in me to be like stressing out trying to play a game. Like,
nope,
that's not fun to me.
No, I agree with you 1000% on that one. Now the Elden Ring I didn't play, but I heard nothing but good things about that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I'm not a Souls type either, but my issue is different. It's not the difficulty that annoys me; it's the tactics that you have to take to win. I don't want to sit here and be sitting here just diving and rolling 18 times in a row until I see the opening in order to beat a boss. That's stupid. Like, I'm sorry, that's stupid. Oh, you can build up your defense, but with this character, you can't block because he just destroys your blocking. Well, then what's the point of having a block?
Right.
Like, I don't want to be forced to play a game a certain way. I should be able to play it however I want. Like one of my favorite, but I also want to be forced to think. I don't want to just rely on one tactic. One of my favorite boss fights ever. There's two that come to mind. And surprisingly, well, not surprisingly, they're from the same series. Fighting against Mr. Freeze in Arkham City.
Arkham City, yeah.
and fighting Deathstroke
in
Arkham Origins. The reason why both of those boss fights were so great to me is because you had to change your tactics.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the Deathstroke changing the tactics, but obviously Mr. Freeze, yes, I remember 1000%. But
Deathstroke, you had to change your tactics because he brought out different weapons. Like he started off with a bow, then he went to the sword, and I think he also pulled out his guns. So you couldn't just attack him head on when he's shooting at you.
Right.
But when he had the bow staff out, it was more of a hand-to-hand fight.
Right.
Like that's what made that fight so great. The Mr. Freeze fight, any tactic you took, you ain't doing that a second time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what made it great.
Mm-hmm.
Those were just great games too.
They were.
But see, like for me, I remember 7th grade, right? Final Fantasy X had just dropped. And I'm loving the game. I'm playing the game as soon as I get home from school. I don't know if you remember. Do you remember when you made it to like the edge of the I don't remember the name of the area, but I want to say it was like the Thunderlands or whatever.
The Thunder Plains?
The Thunder Plains. Like it was like you were at a cliff and like everybody was like safe there, but you ended up fighting like that giant centipede looking boss.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that? That thing killed me like 5 times. And I was like, all right. And I didn't play the game for like a week. And then finally I went back and then I beat it. And I was like, all right. And I didn't have trouble from that point on. But like, that's how quickly, and granted I was younger, but that's how quickly I'll get fed up and be like, no, I don't want to do this. Like, so
Centipede.
I could imagine dying 37 times to a boss. Like, I'm never playing this game again. I'm not coming back. So,
do you remember on Final Fantasy X, that it's called Evrave? Do you remember you fought him on the ship? It was right before you go into Bevelle.
Yeah.
It took me 2 weeks to beat that thing. He kept killing me with that poison breath.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And unfortunately, like for that fight, you needed people that had distance. Because I didn't use Lulu, so I had to use Lulu, and I had to use Walker. Even though I did, I liked Walker, but still, it was annoying.
See, I didn't have trouble with him because Lulu was my favorite character.
Right, so it worked.
But that's why I had trouble with the little centipede thing because it kept killing Lulu right away, and I'm like, crap. So
I had trouble with him, and then the Rat King boss on Last of Us 2. It took me like 5 hours to beat that stupid thing. And I remember yelling at my wife. I was like, why would they make a boss this difficult? This makes no sense. And then I did what I had to do. I had to lower the difficulty.
I agree.
I had to lower the difficulty.
Yeah, you know what? I got to get past this
I would die, and then I would reach the match would start back up. I would have like no ammo, so I had to run. And then this thing was running super fast. I'm like, you know what? I just had to lower the difficulty. And I got all my weapons back, and I killed it. And
but I agree with what Malik's saying. If it's something that it's like, you're going to make me think to get past this, okay. But if it just feels impossible for the sake of feeling impossible, like, I don't want to play that.
I agree.
So yeah, so that's why I don't play them games. But, I do, it feels like everything coming out recently has been like recycled.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree that companies definitely need to take more chances.
Yes.
Like they need to. We want to see new stuff, and I get it. It's the fear of the unknown. Like, will people support this? Will they not?
Yeah,
Whatever,
it seems to be the only ones that are taking chances are brand new companies.
Yeah,
for the most part. Because think about it, this Claire Obsidian or whatever it's called, I keep messing up the name. Is a great game. This is made by people that left Ubisoft.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so this is a brand new company. There's people that left Ubisoft. Whatchamacallit? What was the last game? Oh crap! There was another one that was like really big recently. Not Baldur's Gate, but like even the South of Midnight game.
Right.
Brand new company.
So
like these are all like anytime people take chances is by people that's like, I have nothing to lose so I'm gonna make what I want.
Right. But what seems to be the problem with a lot of these bigger companies? They, instead of taking a chance and just making a game and being like, hey, this is a new game made by the makers of this game.
Right.
And letting it stand on their own, they throw out a name that people love that'll get people in to buy it, and then the game is crap. Because they're like, this isn't this. So for instance, I'm a big Mass Effect fan.
Right.
We do not talk about Mass Effect Andromeda And every Mass Effect fan knows that. Like, we don't talk about that. But it was like, if you played Andromeda and it was just a whole different game, if it was named anything else, you'd be like, this is a pretty decent game. Like, it's kind of like the Mass Effects, but it's not.
Okay.
And you'd be like, it's a pretty decent game on its own. But once you name it Mass Effect,
you create an expectation.
Right. And then you're like, this doesn't live up to that expectation. Well, now this game is shit.
Yeah.
For another recent one, the most recent Dragon Age.
Mm-hmm.
I waited until it came out on free, and I was like, oh man, cool. Played a few hours, and I'm like, this doesn't really have all the decisions or the way they hyped up Dragon Age. Because I remember when I first heard of Dragon Age, I tried to order it off GameFly. This was years ago, and I ended up ordering Shadows of Mordor on accident. I think I seen the picture and I just was like, oh, this is it, and clicked it, and then ended up being the Lord of the Rings, Shadows of Mordor.
Mm-hmm.
Great games, by the way. Great games that I never even watched. Well, I eventually watched Lord of the Rings, but I never did before then. And great game. But I'm playing this game, and I was like, man, everyone hyped this game up like it was like on par with like Skyrim, and I was like,
Right.
this really isn't that good. And then I like looked it up, and a lot of people who are like Dragon Age fans, they're like, no, this isn't a Dragon Age game. This game is some shit, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, well, maybe if they would have just named it something else and let it live on its own, it would have been fine. But you keep trying to bring people in with the name value and not living up to the expectations that they have. It's easier just to take a chance on a new game.
Yeah,
I agree.
You know, they want to try to latch on to that franchise that has the loyal fan base.
Right.
Right.
Like what was it, Gotham game that they dropped recently with all of them?
Gotham Knights.
Was that not yet?
That game was terrible, by the way.
I heard it was terrible.
Awful.
But if you would have just named it anything else and let it live on its own, it may have been looked at slightly better. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe people will still say it's a terrible game, but then you're comparing it to Gotham City and
that one I don't. What else could you name it? Because it's about the.
I was thinking Arkham. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like
I was thinking of Arkham name. My bad. Yeah. So
like you had to name it something relative to that.
Yeah.
But that's another reason why I don't like game companies holding on to things for too long. Like I know, Tim, you had said in the past you want a new Uncharted. Sometimes you gotta let it go before it goes stale. Like, yes, could they make another Uncharted? Yes. Can it still be good? Yes. But at some point, you're going to get into that area where you're like, now it just seems like they're just doing it because they know it's a cash grab.
That includes movies, Fast and Furious.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I agree.
that's why I say Uncharted 4 had a nice ending. They went off. They had a family. They have a daughter. Let it lie. That's why I don't want another Last of Us. Let it lie. Make a new IP like they said they're doing. Bring out something new. Yeah. Because in theory, can they bring up a new one? Yes. But then what happens when it's not good? Now that company's screwed.
But even if like we said, if Naughty Dog drops another open world game, an open world shooter game, instantly I'm going to be like, bet I'm going to go buy that because the Uncharted's were great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm going to take the chance just because of your company. It doesn't have to be named Uncharted.
Yeah.
I'm buying it because I know you made the Uncharteds.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying don't just make another Uncharted. Don't make another Last of Us.
Right.
This new game that they announced, in the past, it's supposed to be coming out, that's set in space and whatnot. I'm intrigued because it's made by Naughty Dog.
Right. Wait, is it a space game?
Yeah, it's set in space.
Oh, yeah.
She's like a space bounty hunter or something.
That's the game
like
with the black girl, right?
No, she's, I believe she's Asian and bald.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I remember I watched that at the PlayStation.
The PlayStation.
I'm definitely interested in that.
And I'm like, it looks intriguing. Obviously, we don't have all of the details.
Right.
But I'm all for a new IP. Yes, we know generally it's going to be a very story-driven game because
that's what they do.
That's what they do.
I like story-driven games.
And I do as well.
Mm-hmm.
So But I'm all for making IPs, but I would also not be opposed for Naughty Dog to come and say, hey, we're making a kart racer.
Mm-hmm. No. I remember that Death Stranding game would end up being a big hit.
Yeah, that's one of the most baffling looking games ever. I can't get myself to play.
I can't get him. I don't understand it. But it was a big hit.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It was a brand new game. They're just like, here.
They're making another one, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's also another game where the company that made it was a new company. Yes, the creator was a well-known person, Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
But he left.
Konami.
He left Konami. So this was his first game with his. So once again, you can take risks.
Right.
People take risks when they have nothing to lose. But from what I understand, that game's great. It looked a little weird for me, so I didn't give it a try.
I didn't understand what it was about. I was like, he's carrying a baby. And
Yeah.
I was like, I
That's
think
what I'm
there's
saying.
demons or something. And I was just like, not for me.
That's what I was like. It looked a little weird for me, so I didn't. But I know multiple people that played it and they loved it.
Yeah.
But it just seems to me that established companies do not want to take a chance.
Yeah.
They'll do it when they first start. Then when they find their thing that makes them money, they're going to stick with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Capcom is Monster Hunter, Street Fighter,
game, I forgot what it was.
and Resident Evil.
I knew, like I said, Devil May Cry, which was one, but I forgot it was Monster Hunter.
Dude, I just seen that they're like, that one that dropped in like March has already lost like 60% of his players.
Oh, really? That Monster Hunter?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I seen an article like maybe like a week ago, and they're like, it already lost 60% of his players. I'm like, dang.
It's very niche.
That's
it's not a bad game.
One thing
I enjoyed it, but the monsters run away from me, and it was pissing me off. Like, I don't want to chase you all. Like, stand and fight.
I hate when people talk bad about player numbers because it drives a narrative that's just not good, in my opinion. Like, everyone keeps trying to bash City of the Wolves and saying it's a failure because it's not selling in comparison to Tekken and Street Fighter. But one thing they're counting is just Steam numbers.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't count PlayStation, Xbox, nothing. Just Steam.
Right.
And I'm like, even if the Steam numbers are accurate, and that's all they sold, they're a game that was niche in a niche genre. Like, fighting game genre in and of itself is fairly niche. They were niche of the niche. So I'm pretty sure they weren't expecting to sell anywhere close to Street Fighter or Tekken. Games that have been established for decades, that have been selling millions of games since, like, Street Fighter 2 sold millions of games back in the 90s.
Right.
Fatal Fury, when that first came out, sold nowhere near that then.
No.
Then they vanished for 25 years. You think they're just going to come back and sell 6 million games like Street Fighter 6?
Right.
No.
Right.
I mean, also, I do feel that they marketed the game wrong a little bit. Just with, like, even though I liked Salvatore, I don't think that was a good character to market the game.
But I mean, I get what Malik's saying. Like, think about it. Like, you can consider, well, I mean, it is, but you can consider Grand Theft Auto an open world game.
Right.
That doesn't mean that every open world game is going to sell like Grand Theft Auto.
Right.
You don't expect it to.
Yeah.
So
right.
I get what he's saying, you know. But
like, people are trying to make the comparisons like, oh, this game's an absolute failure. Like, not really.
No.
Right.
And it's a game. I'm sorry. Games like this, I think, grow by word of mouth. If you don't have something noteworthy to pull people in instantly, it's going to be word of mouth that's going to make it grow.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
No matter how much you market it.
Right.
Like, them putting Cristiano Ronaldo in the game, from a gameplay perspective, made 0 sense. From a marketing perspective, it makes a ton of sense because he's the most followed person in the world. So if a 10th of the people that follow him is like, I'm going to buy this game
just to play
because he's in it, okay, a fair amount of success. But now they get it and they start playing it. Then they start liking it. Then they say, "Oh no, you need to play this game. It's pretty good." This Fatal Fury, in my opinion, is a type of game that's going to grow from word of mouth. It's not going to grow from marketing.
Because a lot of people don't even even Quentin a couple of months ago, he was like, I don't even know what Fatal Fury is.
Exactly.
I mean, a lot of people don't know
if it
what
wasn't
is.
for y'all talking about it, I'd have been like, I don't know what that game is. You know what I mean?
But if I was to say, "Hey, a new Street Fighter's dropping," you would be like, "Oh, I know what that is."
Yeah.
Exactly. So you
when the
can't
last
make
Street
the
Fighter dropped,
comparison.
I was like, I played the not the beta, but like right after it, like the little 2 hours open or
Right,
whatever,
yeah.
and I was like, Street Fighter, I like it, you know what I mean? So of course I know about that. I know about Mortal Kombat, but yeah, when you were like Fatal Fury, I'm like, I don't think I ever played the game.
Exactly.
You know, so-
Right.
So I hate when people use sales numbers or player base numbers or whatever, because it's not always the case. Like a few episodes back, we said Mortal Kombat was a dying game. They just announced that Mortal Kombat is done. They're
Yeah.
not adding any new content.
Oh,
Yeah.
one,
Yes, it's done.
and that came out a year after Street Fighter.
Or around the same time,
It
yeah.
was a few months later.
I thought it was a
months,
year.
yeah.
For
I
some
don't think it was
reason.
a full year, but I think it was
Mhm.
maybe like 6 months later or something like that.
Yeah, well,
And they're done. But here's the kicker. Tobias? Is that his name? No. What's the guy that made
Ed Boon.
Ed Boon?
Yeah.
He put up on Twitter just a couple weeks ago that Mortal Kombat is still in the top 10 of PlayStation sold games. People are still buying it.
Hmm.
So you can't say a game is alive because of numbers. It's about a whole bunch of other factors. Warner Brothers was like, yeah, you might be selling, but you ain't selling how I like, so this game's done.
right. So I think we're all in agreement. The companies need to take more chances.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So
Quit being
Yeah.
afraid.
Yeah.
Quit being a bitch. Come on.
yeah.
Evo quotes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
All right, what's next?
All right. Would you want a season of DLC announced all at once or surprise for each release?
Okay. When I first put this on the tablet to be discussed, I said I was of the mindset that I want to be told up front, because it'll just build anticipation for the season. I know I want to buy the season pass. Tell me everything up front. But Tim and I was just at Combo Breaker last weekend, and they showed a gameplay trailer at Tekken 8 for the character they announced a few weeks back, Falcon Rom. I'm like, okay, cool. And then right at the very end, they snuck in a teaser for the next character that'll be following them. And everyone lost their fucking minds. And that type of energy is just hard to... You can't do that if you drop everybody at once. If you just announce, hey, season 3, for example, season 3 of Street Fighter is about to start next week. They say, hey, season 3, here's all the characters that's coming. Now there's no hype or anticipation for the rest of the year.
Right.
You're just waiting for the character that you know's coming to come.
Right.
So in my opinion, I think they should do what Tekken has done, which is they'll say, hey, for this season, we're dropping X amount of characters. I think Tekken said they're dropping 5 in their most recent season. And they said 3 of them are returning characters that have been in the games in the past. 2 of them are brand new. But they don't tell you what until they want to announce it later.
It's like a roadmap.
Yeah, it's like a
regular
roadmap.
Right.
I think that would be the best, because now you know I'm getting X amount of characters. I'm guaranteed 4, 5, 6, whatever, however
Right.
many they. But who? Now I get to wait and be surprised.
Right.
Because like the other side of things, Fatal Fury, they announced their first season of DLC as well. But they said absolutely every single character that's coming out. And yeah, I'm excited to see what those characters look like, but now I already know they're coming. So now it's just like, now I'm just waiting for the gameplay trailer.
Right, and Fatal, we got to play with Andy Bogard at Combo Breaker too. I guess he's the next DLC character that's going to be released or whatever.
He's going to be the first DLC
first
character
one.
for Fatal Fury.
And they had like a little PlayStation, like little section there you can play at, and you only could stay in the verses though. You couldn't go anywhere else in the game because they didn't want you to, because it was on laptops. But they kept trying to give us these stupid stickers every time you played the game. Here, take an Andy sticker, and I'm like, look, bro, we played like what 3-4 different times,
Yeah,
and they kept giving us trying to give us stickers. I said, look. He had a stack of stickers like this big. I said, look, if you let me play with the rest of the DLC on this computer, I'll take this whole damn stack. And they're like, oh, we can't do that. I was like, I know you got the DLC on here.
they don't. They did.
I think they did. But anyways, but to what you were saying, I'm 50-50 with it, with the whole DLC thing, because I would like to know where everything's at, what I'm getting, but also I do like that surprise too. It's a 50-50 there.
Yeah.
Like if you want to do it with the give us a little bit here and there. I like the way Harada and them do it for Tekken. I think that's really dope. But I'm also okay with getting everything all at one time too, because I want to know what I'm going to pay for too. So, because there might be some characters I'm not interested in. You know what I mean? I'm like, especially if it's like Saddam or something from, I'm like, I don't want to pay for Saddam. You know what I mean? But yeah, but I'm 50-50 with it though. You know what I mean? So, but I'll probably be leaning towards, I want to see what I'm getting first.
Okay, you lean more towards.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards. Yeah, I want to know. But if we do the surprise, I am okay with how Tekken and Harada does it.
See, yeah, I was more of that side until we was at Combo Breaker, and that feeling of surprise it was like, oh yeah, like I like that because it builds hype.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe if you doing brand new characters, announce them ahead of time, because there can be no hype behind someone you don't know exists.
Right.
So maybe if you're going to say, hey, we're going to have 2 new characters this year, one's named blah blah blah, one's named so and so, and if it's a fighting game, they fight in this style. Cool. But leave the ones that are returning as surprises, because that's what's going to generate hype. You're not going to get hype for a character you don't know about until you see the gameplay. So at that point, you're not hyped about the character. You're hyped about the gameplay of the character. They've already announced the character by that point. So I would say, if you're going to have brand new characters, announce them ahead of time, because we don't know what we're getting anyway.
Yeah, true.
So that'll build some anticipation for that information. But if you're announcing someone that's either returning, or if it's a guest character, make it a surprise.
Okay.
In my opinion, I think anything that's going to build hype should be a surprise.
So when I first read this, and I was like as soon as I read it, I'm like, they should have announced it all at once, like right away. And I'm like, what's there to think about? And then obviously I don't play fighting games like y'all, so I thought about it in the sense of Marvel Rivals, which has been taking up a lot of my time lately. I'm like, I want to know who's coming out. And then I thought about it and I was like, no, I don't. Because then I'm either, there's no shock value to it, like you said, like Malik said, or I'm just anticipating that character.
Right.
Like, when's that character? So, for instance, I knew Ultron was coming like 3 weeks ago.
Right.
So instantly I'm like, well, what are we going to get? What are we going to get? I'm trying to find out everything on Ultron.
Right.
To where I'm like, if they would have just announced this like last week, I'd have just been like, oh, super cool. Ultron's coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
But I will say for them, I like the way they're doing it. Like, I don't know. Have you been playing recently?
I played yesterday for a little bit because Ultron dropped, but I didn't even get to play him because you know.
I didn't get to play him, but I seen somebody has already got him to Lord, and I'm like, bro, what?
Oh wow!
Like,
he must have started like as soon as you was able to get him.
Yeah, but I'm like, I don't even have Emma to Lord yet. But
I don't even know what you're talking about, so I don't have anyone to Lord yet.
It's when you get like max out and it changes the picture, so you'll know that person like always plays as them or whatever.
Oh, so I'll probably have that for Cloak and Dagger.
Maybe.
No comment.
Yeah, but,
That's all he uses.
I have cloak and dagger to captain, so I'm 2 below Lord, and I have Emma. She's about to be the Centurion, which is 1 below Lord.
Okay.
So,
Do you have to play rank to do that?
no.
No. Okay. So then, yeah, I probably got.
Speaking of, I played rank, and it pissed me off. My team was so bad, and they kept switching. The one dude was 10 different characters. I was like, don't ever play ranked again.
Yeah, whenever
And, I don't never talk in the chat. I'm like, don't play rank again.
so whenever a new character comes out in those type of games like Overwatch or Marvel Rivals, the meta's just whack. Everyone just does whatever they want. No one's working together, and everyone gets butthurt because they want to play with the new character. And of course, someone runs and picks them first, and now they get mad. They want to quit or they throw on purpose. And
I did this before Ultron even dropped when I played rank, but I like the way they do characters. So like, remember Blade was like chained up at first,
right?
Yeah.
Now Blade is landing the bed in Wakanda.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you've seen that. Like, he's
I've
just
heard
laying
about
in
it.
the
I
bed,
didn't
and
see
his
it.
sword's right next to him. And I'm like, okay, so now Blade, he was chained up, and I guess he was hurt or whatever.
Right.
Now he's recovering. Then we'll get him in the game. I'm like, I like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But don't tell me Doom is coming in August, and I'm like, bruh, come on. I want to play with him. I don't want to wait till freaking August. You could have told me at the end of July he was coming, and I'd have been just as excited.
Right.
So now I kind of I agree. I think there should be some surprises.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, I don't want to know everything ahead of time,
Right.
Because then it's just going to make me just wait for that and anticipate that one moment. So where let it be a surprise.
I do love how the characters interact with each other in Marvel Rivals.
I do too.
It's really cool.
Yeah, I do too.
A lot. And but I haven't played Ultron yet. Every Ultron we got on our team, I think other than one, did not heal. I'm like,
Ultron doesn't heal that much.
Ultron's a healer?
Yeah, he's a strategist. He doesn't heal that much.
But but they only ever try to, because I see like he throws those little drone things out or something. They're supposed to heal you, but like
it's really slow though. It takes like I've seen somebody do like the side by side. It's slower than every other healer. Like it takes like 5 seconds for him to fully heal. Like Black Panther, I think it was, to whereas it took like Adam Warlock like 1 second. So
it's a mess. No, all they do is DPS with them.
Right.
Man, I'm like, bro, come on, like,
right.
But I agree with you though, with Malik too. Like, I guess it's 50-50 though, man.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely leaning towards I want to see what I'm getting first. But I'm okay with the surprise too. So if you word it right, like in the roadmap, how Tekken does it, then I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Even Siege, when Siege does their roadmaps, you know what I mean? Like it's telling you, hey, we got this character from this country and this person, a character rework, new map, and know, so if you word it right, I'm okay with that direction.
Right.
1000%.
Yeah. I think my last idea right before y'all started speaking, I think would be my favorite, where if it's a new character, just tell us new characters named this.
Right.
They're from this country. And they're going to be this.
I wouldn't mind seeing some designs, like even if it's not like like the sketch work.
See, that part I would, knowing how drastically things change.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even want that unless they have that finalized. If it's not finalized, don't do that, because if
the artist in me will want to see it. Like, like I seen the most recent Storm, somebody dropped all the sketches of it, like before it actually like dropped. And I was like, oh, this is so dope. I wish I actually played this Storm.
Yeah, the only reason I'm saying otherwise is because I know of changes that happened in other games where characters were changed.
Mm-hmm.
And like it pissed off. Like it would piss off a lot of people. Like, for example, this is a character named Rufus. He showed up in Street Fighter 4.
Mm-hmm.
Fat guy, karate, he's kind of a goofball. If you see this picture I'm showing you right here, that was his original concept before he got changed.
That's a big difference.
That is a huge fucking difference.
Yeah, see, I didn't mean like that. I meant
And
like
that's what I mean by like
I meant like the character's already done. The character's coming in like a week, but here's the little sketch drawing of the
that's what I said.
kinda,
If you got the character finalized, I would like to see some art.
Yeah.
But if
because I would be mad if I'm expecting that and we get that. I'd be like, bro, what is y'all doing?
So like this guy wasn't even named Rufus. His name was like King Cobra or something.
Yeah.
And then they was like, nah, we're going to change him to Rufus. Like the voice actor's even the fucking same. They just was like, oh yeah, we're changing your character now. So now you got to say these lines now.
Yeah.
And like that, like I want him. He needs to show up in a game.
Yeah.
That guy never needs to show up ever again.
Yeah. I mean, how do you carry a baby for 9 months and then name him Rufus?
Yeah. That was also during the time for fighting games too, where they were big on making fat characters.
Yeah.
Tekken made Bob.
But Bob was done well.
Yes, he was. I agree. Bob was done well.
But that's what I was talking about with the artwork. Like, like if they're revealing at the beginning of the season that the last character of the season's going to be a brand new character, don't show me no artwork yet because I know you're going to make changes between now and then.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
But the very next character is going to be new. Yeah, show me some artwork.
Right.
Because I want to see what you're doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's already finalized, and they're like, well, here's a sketch of the character that you'll get on Friday, and it's Monday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that I would like to see. But yeah, if things ain't finalized, don't show me nothing. Because if you show me something that's great, and then you give me something trash, I'm going to be pissed.
Right. So that's all I got for that.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's get into some bad movies. Our favorite guilty pleasure movies.
I have a really long list.
So what is y'all criteria for guilty pleasure? Because,
my criteria for a guilty pleasure movie is a movie that is not really critically acclaimed. Maybe it's a B or C tier movie, direct to DVD type movie. Like I said, generally, my main thing is a lot of them are the movie itself is not exactly what you would call a good quality movie, but you still enjoy it.
Right. So, like, for me, I have movies like that like, I know they're bad movies, but I love them.
Yeah.
And I'm a person, y'all know, I love to watch bad movies, But I got a few movies on here that aren't necessarily bad movies. You just wouldn't expect me to watch them.
I have some movies on here that aren't exactly bad movies.
Right.
But they're not exactly great movies either. And you'll see on my list, there's definitely a theme to a lot of them.
Fighting.
Yes. Yes.
All right, let's kick it off.
You go first, Q, actually.
Me? Okay. All right. Well, everybody knows this. If you know me, you know this was hands down going to make my list. It's one of my favorite movies. It's not a great movie. I know it's not. I don't care. I love it. Never Back Down. Not a great movie.
That movie's not a great movie.
Love it.
Honestly, I like the second one better. The one with Michael Jai White as the trainer.
Okay, so with the three dudes?
Yeah.
I enjoy that one also. I even enjoy the third one where it's just Michael Jai White as the fighter.
Yeah.
So, but the first one, to me, it set the tone. You'll remember how the dude, he moves down like to Florida.
Oh, yeah.
And he, it's all about the MMA. And then he gets into a big fight down there. And then he joins the MMA gym with Jaimon Hansu.
Nope, never seen it. I've heard of it, never seen it.
Terrible movie. I love it. Don't care.
That's all right.
My next three movies aren't necessarily bad movies. You just wouldn't expect me to watch them. And they're movies I could go word for word for right now. The first one's Bring It On. Don't judge me. I
haven't watched it in years, but I didn't have a problem. I didn't have a problem.
I can go every single word for that movie. The second one, Legally Blonde. Love the movie. Don't know why. The third one, Mean Girls.
Mean Girls is a good movie. October 3rd.
That's what I'm saying, but you wouldn't expect me to watch it.
I've never watched any of them.
Love the movies.
Never seen Mean Girls?
I've never watched any of them.
Put the new one on at the station. It's a musical. Halfway through it, we were like, no. Went back and watched the other one.
You don't have Madam Web on there?
Shut up. Another one. This is one of my favorite movies of all time, and it's made to be stupid, but Not Another Teen Movie.
Oh, that's a good
that
one.
was a good one. Yeah,
Absolutely
That's
love
a good one. That should be on my list.
Absolutely
That's
love
a
it.
good one.
I can go word for word with that movie. It's me and Jazz's movie. Don't Be a Menace.
That's a
I
good
feel
one
like
too.
it's just like everyone's guilty pleasure movie. You know,
That's
what I
a
mean?
good one too.
So-
I'm surprised I didn't put that on my list.
Now, I left a lot of comedies off of here because I'm
Mhm.
like, they're comedies. They do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But here's a few that are terrible movies that I still love. Blades of Glory.
hated it.
Absolutely awful movie. Awful movie, but I love it. It's the dumbest thing ever, but I love it.
I've never watched that one.
Night at the Roxbury.
Never watched that one.
Couldn't get it out. I
What?
watched
Man,
it.
The
I was
Roxbury
just
is
like,
Terrible movie.
I know
Absolutely
of
love
it. Never watched it.
I'm gonna get some backlash for this. A lot of people hate this movie. I don't care. Stump the Yard.
It was okay.
Never watched it.
Terrible movie.
It was okay.
Never
Like,
watched.
the
Had
dancing
no
was awful,
interest
but
in
I love
watching it.
I love
Had no interest in watching it.
it. Another one, Pop Star.
I don't know what that is.
Never
This
watched it.
Andy Samberg.
I heard of it. Never.
He
watched
becomes like him and his group. They sing, but then he goes solo. It is the dumbest movie ever, but it is fucking hilarious. Beer Fest.
That was funny.
It was.
When Monique was fighting
I think I've seen that movie maybe
she threw him in the
once.
bear. This movie is hilarious. So when he's like, $5 for a BJ,
Yeah.
or $2 for
Oh
an
my-
HJ, and
Yeah, that whole
was it
fight with
$15 for a
Monique,
ZJ? What's a ZJ?
yeah.
If you gotta ask, you can't afford it. He's like, I got
I
$15.
forgot all about Beer
That movie is
Fest.
so stupid,
Yeah.
man. There's another just terrible movie, Basketball.
That movie was so bad.
Terrible movie.
I never watched
Terrible
it.
movie,
Nah,
but I
I
love it.
saw parts of it. I never seen the whole thing.
And finally, I have a lot of comedies on here that were just really bad. I don't know if you ever see Corky Romano?
I heard
Hated
of
that
it.
movie too.
I think
Already
I
said-
think I've
so-
seen it.
That's what I'm saying. They're
So-
I can't
terrible
remember.
movies, but I love them.
So your genre's all like Saturday Night Live.
Yes,
movies.
they're all, but I know that they're bad movies.
Why'd you
But
got
I just-
Ladies
I
Man
love
on
them.
there?
When Rob Schneider? No,
No, that was
I'm
Hot
thinking
Chick.
of Hot Chick. Yeah,
No, Ladies Man's with Tim Meadows. Leon Phelps. He was like had the afro. He was
The
all
black
this
guy. He had
black
the lisp.
dude.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell was
I remember what you're talking about.
yeah.
I forgot the new guy.
Ain't like that either. that's this is all like late 90s, early
Yeah.
2000s
It's
for
just terrible movies,
Terrible
but they're enjoyable to watch.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair.
Eddie Griffin trying to teach him how to be tough.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So
How many you got on your list, Malik?
Oh, I got a long ass.
I'll go
list.
next then. Yeah, I only got 9. So Men at Work.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that movie, yeah.
Great movie. Weekend at Bernie's, 1 and 2.
yeah, I don't remember two.
I don't remember one.
What? Weekend at Bernie's?
I remember two. Two's the one with the music, right?
Yeah, with the voodoo.
And he's.
yeah.
I can't
How many
remember.
times did Bernie die? Jesus.
Yeah, right.
I've seen two. I can remember two. I cannot remember one.
Yeah, they was at the beach house on one,
Yep.
and the girl kept talking to him. She's like, "You're such a great listener," and I'm like, "He's dead." And then the kid kept trying to bury him in the sand.
Yep.
Point Break, still my favorite Keanu Reeves movie.
I'm about to say,
Is
yeah.
that? I think that's just a
That-
good movie. I think that.
That's a good movie.
It is,
though,
That's
but
a good
That's a
movie.
good
I
movie.
mean, you think about surfers, bank robbers, like
That's
really
just-
that?
that's just-
Yeah, it was still a great movie to me. But
I think that's just a good movie.
I'll watch that movie.
10 Things I Hate About You, still my favorite teen movie.
Okay.
Loved that
I've
movie.
seen it.
Loved it. Can't Hardly Wait.
Okay.
Yeah, Can't Hardly Wait. Kenny, what's that? Seth Fisher. No, I think Seth Green acting black was hilarious in that movie.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yo, I guts to have sex tonight. He's tripping. Police Academy 5, Miami Beach.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, that's loved it.
I remember,
remember
like the
one.
first one or two.
Yeah.
5. The Cookout.
I don't even know what that
You
is.
talking about the basketball player?
Yes.
With
Yes, make
Queen
it
Latifah,
good.
make it good. And hey, hold up. Ain't no way you be putting that movie
No,
on. I ain't gonna
that-
lie. I watched that movie like 4 or 5 times.
That movie's, I love
Ain't
that
no
movie.
way you be putting
Yeah.
that movie on.
Getting Danny Glover high
Oh,
eating the
man.
Fritos
Two
with big brothers. Yeah,
and
man.
what was it? Megan Good was on
Megan
with it
Good,
because he was
She gotta get the money.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the one mom kept being mad that her son wasn't playing basketball.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm pretty mad.
Going to the doctor. Then Megan Good was like, "Where's that doctor at?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh my."
I forgot all about that movie.
Another one.
I had the DVD.
Tripping.
Hey,
Bruh,
Trippin' is a dope movie,
I
though.
love that movie. It's
terrible
corny as hell, but
I just remember being a kid in the scene with the eggs.
Oh yeah, he was tripping.
Nah, Trippin' is
I love that movie, man.
that should have made my list.
Yeah. And No Holds Barred. I don't care. The Dookie scene is classic. I don't care. It is hilarious. The whole fight with him and Zeus at the end is terrible, but I don't care. He knocked his brother out of the wheels.
I can't believe you put No Holds Barred on.
Bruh, what's that smell? Like, I don't care. I love the movie. The whole fight was terrible.
That's hilarious.
And the dude like locking himself in the office and he ripped the door off to get him. Like, yeah.
Bro, I'm gonna watch Trippin' when I get home.
Trippin' was great,
I'm
man.
watch Trippin' when I get home.
Yeah, Trippin' was great.
Oh man, yeah. Whatever happened to that dude? He was like in a bunch of movies and he was just like gone.
Actually, you know that's Kenny from the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
But apparently he got sick for a while. Then I don't know what happened to him after that. So, but yeah, he was on Sister and for a while there. But then I ain't seen him after like Tripping for, and that was a long time ago. But I don't know what he has been doing since. But they said he was sick for a while. But I guess he's doing better. And I haven't heard anything else about him. But
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you never seen 10 Things I Hate About You?
I don't think I did.
That's what Heath Ledger and Julia Stiles.
Yeah, they were So the movie was basically based off Shakespeare's Taming of the Shrew.
Really?
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know.
And so Julia Stiles was like this miserable teenager, and she had a younger sister named Bianca who was Alex Mack, the secret world of Alex Mack. Yeah. She like was like everybody wanted to date her, but their dad was very overprotective, and the dad said, "Okay, you can date, but your sister has to date." So they paid. This one guy was paying Heath Ledger to date Julia Stiles, but he ended up starting to like her and all that stuff like that and everything. But it was this great teenage movie, teen movie.
It was your typical.
Sounds like Deliver Us from Evil.
It's your typical early 2000s teenage movie type.
Okay. Yeah, no, I never seen it. What?
The stuff, not another teen movie parodied it. That remember when he was singing "Janie's Got a Gun"?
Oh, that was then.
He was parodying
she got
that.
a gun.
They were doing a parody of that movie because Heath Ledger was singing, I think, "I Love You, Baby."
Yeah, I love him to see. Yeah,
so it's basically they were parodying that movie.
And Bernard from Santa Claus was in it.
From Santa Claus?
The Santa Claus movies. Bernard, the elf, the lead.
Oh, okay.
He was in it, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in it too. And
when you said Bernard, I was thinking Low Down Dirty Shame.
No, not him.
Bernard.
No.
Oh, that's a movie that should be on my list.
Low Down Dirty Shame.
I'm adding that to my list right now.
I see the little puppets of it, and I showed Jazz, and I was like, "Do you remember this?" And she was looking like, "It looks familiar," and I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, Low Down Dirty Shame."
Wait, that was my list though.
Nobody had Pootie Tang?
No.
He was dodging the bullets.
Was he smacking it with his hair?
Yeah.
All right. So this first one on my list is going to piss Tim off, but it is a guilty pleasure movie. Bloodsport.
Terrible movie.
It's a top 10 80s movie.
Terrible movie.
No.
Yeah.
It's a bad movie.
Terrible movie.
But I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot.
I could have put The Last Dragon on here.
Top 10 80s movie.
You have it on yours. Terrible movie. I love it though. It's a terrible movie.
Kickboxer. The other Van Damme movie from the 80s.
All right.
It's not a good movie.
No.
But I enjoy it.
It's not good at all.
But I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I just added it, Low Down Dirty Shame, because that movie is just hilarious.
Yeah.
Great movie.
This movie is terrible, but I absolutely love it. Street Fighter.
I just like Raul Julia.
Yeah.
Like, and the movie.
And Zangief. Quick, change the channel.
Yeah.
You got paid? That movie is terrible, but I love it. Euro Trip.
I knew you were going to put that on there. I knew you were going to put that on there.
That was supposed to be on my list. I don't know. You know what? Jazz was saying Euro Trip, and I was like, But is Euro Trip a bad movie?
Yes.
Yeah, I just
That's not a
Road
great
Trip
movie.
was better. But
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Road
it
Trip
is.
was better than Euro Trip.
Absolutely.
No.
No.
Yeah, it was.
No.
Yeah, it was.
No.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No. Anyway, just like you said, Barry Gordy's Last Dragon.
Last Dragon. Yeah.
It's a terrible movie, but it's a great movie.
I should have put Blank Man on mine.
Classic.
That should
Yes.
be that definitely
Blank
should
Man.
be on there. It's not on mine, but it should be. Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Never seen
All right,
it.
see, first of all, I love that movie.
I love that.
I can't consider that a guilty pleasure because I fucking love that movie.
I love that.
That's
movie.
another movie I can go word for word with. Yeah, like
I absolutely love that movie.
yeah.
Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Wasn't Dave Chappelle in it?
Yes.
I didn't see it.
It's been a long time since
It's
I've
a
seen
Mel
that movie.
Brooks movie, so think kind of a Scary Movie or all of those type the parody movies,
Got
but
you,
it's a parody
got you.
of Robin Hood.
Right.
Tremors.
Great movie.
Which one?
The first
first one.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that's all
The
that
first
matters.
All right. Because when they start
Even two.
flying and all that,
Even
I'm
two,
like,
when
bro,
they
come
started
on.
running.
Yeah.
Even two. I'd take even two.
When they
After two, no.
when they start flying, I was out on
No,
it.
no, the first one was great.
Kindergarten Cop.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
Shut
Yes.
up.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
a
I can see
bad,
that.
that's a terrible
It was
movie,
Yeah.
but I love it.
Yeah.
Demolition Man.
Wesley.
Wesley Snipes and Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
Be Well.
The virtual sex scene. Oh my god.
It was just once again, it's a stupid movie, but I love it.
Mhm.
Death Becomes Her.
Never seen
I
it.
don't know what it is.
Oh, y'all never seen Death Becomes Her?
No.
Mhm.
Oh, that's a great movie. Y'all got to see that movie. That is some of the best special effects and makeup I've ever seen in a movie that came out in like the early 90s.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You got to see Death Becomes Her.
Check it out.
Serial Mom.
Great movie. Great movie. That was a great movie.
I heard of it. I never seen it.
It was so simple.
So stupid.
That's the first time I saw Matthew Lillard, actually. It wasn't Serial Mom before. It's like screaming and all that stuff.
I don't remember him being in
He was the son. He was the one that loved all the bloody gore
I just
stuff.
don't remember.
Yeah. Ricky Lake was the daughter.
Yeah, that I do remember.
but yeah, that movie was nuts.
Mhm.
The Replacements.
Yes.
Okay.
That should be on my list too. Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
can 100% guarantee this would be on my mother-in-law's
Shane
list.
Falco could start for the Steelers right now.
That movie will 100% be on my mother-in-law's list.
But you love that movie?
Oh, she loves it.
Mm.
If it never failed because that was one of the movies that always was on like TBS
Mm-hmm.
every weekend.
There's one movie I have to
And
add.
every movie, every time it was on, she's watching it. She didn't care.
There's one movie I have to add. I grew up watching it because it was one of my mom's favorite movies, and it had to be a guilty pleasure for her. Adventures in Babysitting.
Oh, that's a great movie.
I watched that movie a million times.
That's a great movie.
But every time I'm like, this is so stupid, but I enjoy it.
Vincent D'Onofrio's Thor.
Thor. Yeah. When dude was on a train with a knife and he just like drops it on his foot and he's like, I got stabbed. It's like, come on.
Yeah, that's another one. The Undisputed movies after 1, not including 1.
Okay.
Primarily 2 and 3. 4 was okay, but Yuri Boyka was the man.
I've seen like
Yeah.
2 and 3. I don't think I've seen 4.
4 wasn't that great. 2 and 3 were really good. Blood and Bone.
Good movie.
Michael J. White.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a guilty pleasure movie. That was just a good movie.
Some people don't consider that because that's like a C tier movie.
Was that the one? No, wait. What's the one where his sister was like in trouble? It was a different one. That wasn't Blood and Bone.
That wasn't
It was
Blood and Bone.
Yeah. Okay. I've seen them all, but yeah.
Rest in peace, Kimbo Slice, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
And my last one's Ong Bak.
the first one.
Okay. No. Those are excellent movies.
Stories are bad, man.
No, those
but
are
the
excellent
action's
movies.
great.
I'm not going to stand here for this. Those are excellent
I'm not
movies.
gonna stand
The story of Ong Bak was terrible.
Don't care. Excellent movie.
Oh my God. Same with The Protector.
Yes.
Another bad story.
The stories
Okay,
on those
Protector was
movies
bad.
were
No.
terrible.
I'm not going to stand here for Ong Bak slander. It will not. No.
It was a
Those are
statue.
great movies.
They took a statue.
They took the head of a statue.
I don't care.
That is a terrible plot for a movie.
Tony John
just got
slander will
overstated.
not be accepted.
Who said he's
We
being
like
slandered?
Tony Jaa. We just don't
Ong
like
Bak
his...
movies are excellent movies. No.
Ong Bak was an incredible movie as far as the fighting goes. The story behind it was terrible.
Don't care.
His friend, if you want to call him that,
Better than
finding
Bloodsport.
No.
No.
Yes. Way
No.
better than Bloodsport.
Action-wise, yes.
Way better.
The story of Bloodsport was better than the story of Ong Bak.
No. The
Yes.
acting in Bloodsport was awful.
That's not
Forrest
I
Whitaker
mean,
was in it. That was a top notch.
But
He is a great actor.
he is a great actor. But yeah, that's the end of my list.
Oh.
I had a pretty long list.
That was fun.
But
Kindergarten Cop, though.
Kindergarten Cop's a great movie.
I don't remember. I just remember the kid getting kidnapped and him telling the kids
Boys
to shut
have
up.
a penis. Girls
Yeah,
have a
oh my
vagina. Kindergarten Cop was great, man.
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah, I like
I
the
gotta go
list.
back and watch some of these movies, man.
Yeah, y'all got to see Death Becomes Her.
Wait, you have Van Wilder on there?
Oh yeah, I did just add that.
The first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Van
I ain't
Wilder.
gonna lie. That scene with the dog still messes me up to this day. Like, they're so creamy.
See, what's crazy is the very first version I saw it wasn't as graphic. They just showed them eating,
Yeah.
and then they just found the picture.
Yeah.
The unrated version, when they're just sitting there,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that is terrible. But yeah, that movie, that's also not a great movie, but that movie was hilarious.
What about Harold and Kumar?
It was okay.
Come on, riding the cheetah? It's a great scene. Yeah, of course.
I think
you
they
know.
took it too far after a while. Like, I liked it. I liked the first one.
Yeah.
Guantanamo Bay was okay. Like,
That's where I stopped. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like yeah, they were all right.
I thought they were okay. They wouldn't be put on a like if any of these movies came on my TV, I'm watching it.
Right. And that's where I was at. I was like, if any of these movies are on, I'm instantly watching.
Harold and Kumar, I'm not watching that if it comes on my TV. I gotta want to watch it.
All right. But you really only Point Break is a guilty pleasure movie?
No, I think that's just a good movie.
I agree.
I
I
think
think it's
I
just a good
I
movie.
just think that's a good movie. Like Speed, I just think that's a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
I just think it's a good movie.
Yeah, it's fun.
I could put like The Expendables on my list because it's a pretty mindless movie. You just shut up and watch explosions.
Yeah.
That's all you're watching it for. It's not a
No
great,
Johnson's
well
Family
done.
Vacation for you?
That was okay. But it was okay. I don't need to see it again, but it was all right. It wasn't bad.
Those in the comments, share your guilty pleasure movies. What is
Yes.
yours?
Yes, please.
That one movie that you know is bad, but you don't care if it's on TV. You're watching it.
Remind us of some movies that
Yeah.
you know we probably forgot.
I know
there's a lot.
I know there's a ton.
Even
I forgot.
sitting here, I'm like,
Oh.
man, there's other movies.
I got
that
two
can't
right
think
now. 3 Ninjas and Surf Ninjas.
Surf Ninjas, I will watch. 3 Ninjas, I don't know if I can watch it now.
Oh, it's terrible, but I'll still
I
watch
think it might have aged a little too poorly.
You know a movie I like and I'm mad we didn't get a sequel? The last Power Rangers movie.
That movie was good.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we didn't get a sequel. And like they teased Tommy at the end
Yeah.
and everything. And I'm like, yeah, we're getting another one. And it was like, no.
I liked it.
So
Well, you
I
talking
did
about
watch the original Power Rangers movie with my kids. And
What
I was
happened?
like, wow, this is awful. Yeah. Still love it because of the
Yeah.
nostalgia, but I was
Yeah.
like, wow, this is bad. You know? So
All right.
all right, is Soul Calibur a dead franchise? Let me kick this one off. I haven't thought about Soul Calibur since Dreamcast.
Man, you need to get something to eat.
No.
So that's as far as I know about Soul Calibur.
So it's gone in my opinion. 6 came out back in like 2018, and yeah, so you didn't even know. That's
No,
like so obviously it came out on. First it was called Soul Blade on PS1. Then they came out with Soul Calibur.
I thought Soul Blade was the chick with the gun. No,
Mm-mm.
I'm thinking no. Heavenly Blade. Was
Heavenly
the
Blade.
chick with
Heavenly
red hair.
Sword?
Heavenly Sword. or
Sword,
something.
Heavenly
Yeah, okay,
Sword.
yeah,
Never
something
played that game, by the way.
Like, yeah.
But yeah,
I just described Bayonetta for some reason by accident. But
Bayonetta.
yeah, but go ahead.
no. So it came out as Soul Blade first, and then it came out on Dreamcast as Soul Calibur. They changed it, and obviously Dreamcast, didn't do well, and then it came out with 2, on a GameCube, you get to be Link, and then PS2 was Heihachi, and Xbox was Spawn. And that's where I felt it was at its peak. And then they came out with 3, and they went a whole different direction. Then 4 came out around like 2008, and that's when they brought in the Star Wars characters.
See, I don't remember none of that. I remember 2 on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, that was the Heihachi.
So yeah,
one,
I do remember that, but I didn't know which one came. When I think of Soul Calibur, I think of the Dreamcast.
Absolutely.
So
and then 5, I didn't even play, and then I did get 6, and it was too goofy. I just felt like that's a franchise to me. I feel like it's just gone now. That it was great, 25 years ago, but now like I don't know if they could ever bring it back. If they do, I don't know. But I do think it's a dead franchise now, unfortunately. But that was once a great franchise at one point.
Yeah,
I'm going to disagree.
Okay.
I am going to say it's not dead because if it was announced, like there's like the game show, there's some type of game convention or awards or something thing going on next week. Can't remember what it's called, Gamescom or something like that. If they were to say, hey, we're making a new Soul Calibur, there would be some hype behind it.
I'm sure there will be, yeah.
So you think it's on life support?
So if it's dead, people would be like, why? Most of the people are going to be like, okay, I'm intrigued, but you need to do better than 6. So 6 was terrible.
I think our generation lives in nostalgia, though.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think you could bring anything and be like, we're doing it again, and our generation will be like, yes. So
yes.
In a way, in a sense, I agree. But my whole thing is Soul Calibur. There is a spot for Soul Calibur. It's a 3D fighter. Only other 3D fighters Tekken right now.
Right.
Virtual Fighter is coming back, but that's not out yet. It's a weapons fighter. Yes. Only other weapons fighter is
Samsho, yeah.
And that's very niche.
Yeah.
That's probably more niche than Fatal Fury.
Yeah.
So there's a void that it can fill.
Bring back Vector Man.
That was a great game.
Yeah.
It was a great game.
It was a great game.
Like, so there's a void it can fill. It has a spot for it, but it has to be done right because 6 was terrible.
Yeah.
That little rock, paper, scissors thing they added to it was fucking terrible.
Yes.
What's that?
Literally, there was a thing where if me and you hit a certain button at the exact same time, it would create this little showdown type thing where you either hit like square, triangle, or circle, so to speak,
right.
with a PlayStation controller. And based off of what I pressed and what you pressed, it would determine who wins. So it's literally rock, paper, scissors. Like triangle beats square, but squares beat circle, and circle. Like it was literally rock, paper, scissors.
That sounds awful.
Yes.
It was terrible. And then on top of it, they had a thing where if we chose the same thing, it would benefit one side over. It would pick who's has the advantage over the other.
Mm-hmm.
We had no say in it, so to speak.
Right.
I'm like, that is a terrible mechanic.
Yeah.
It is absolutely terrible. Like, so can it be revived? Yes, but can it also be dead? Yeah.
Okay.
But I do think that if they were to bring it back and make it well, it would sell well. So I'm not going to call it dead.
What if they brought it back at EVO this year? Like, you know what I mean? Like if they do like a trailer,
if they announced
a trailer or something for it.
And I guarantee the people there will go insane.
Probably the older, like our generation will.
That's what I'm saying.
The younger ones,
you got to think a lot of young ones are going to be like, what is it?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's our generation that lives in nostalgia.
But
absolutely,
like you can't expect someone to get hyped over something they don't know.
Right.
Like I'm pretty sure when Street Fighter 6 got announced, people young were probably like, what the fuck is Street Fighter?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're just at a certain age, you age out of a game and you're not going to know what it is. It's just a new game to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going that's with any franchise. So I don't see that being a big thing. Like I guarantee if Rockstar announced Bully, yes, our generation will go fucking insane.
Yeah.
I will.
My kids will look at it and go, what?
I'd be pumped if it was a new Manhunt or LA Noir.
I could
You
see
know?
like this generation being like, bullying's not cool.
Could you imagine what they would do if they made a bully game like that today with the social media, like missions and stuff like that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it'd be a mess.
Nah,
It would be a mess.
yeah. But yeah, I don't think it's dead. But I would say it's on life
I
support.
think Malik has a point, but
I
that's
say
fair.
like I
it's on
said,
life
for me,
support.
I haven't thought about it since.
Yeah,
Forever.
it's as willing if Namco's going to pull the plug or not.
Yeah.
On it. So it is definitely on life support.
It's on life support.
Okay. Well, is Dead or Alive dead?
No,
Really?
I honestly feel that's in the same venue.
I used to enjoy those games. Like
Until
not-
they lean so heavy into their jiggle physics, I agree.
Yeah, but I'm about to say even like on my like 3DS when I first got it, I had a Dead or Alive game in there, and I enjoyed it. You know, I enjoyed the fighting aspect of it. But yeah, then they start doing like the beach volleyball and everything.
Yeah.
I was like,
they
this
lean-
lost me.
They
Mhm.
they lean too hard into the over sexualization.
Yeah, they did.
So
Because a lot of the characters in the game were really cool.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and that to me, I felt like that game actually kind of brought Virtua Fighter back a little bit because they started bringing in like Akira and Jackie as like guest characters in the game and stuff like that.
I had stopped playing DOA by that time.
Yeah,
By
so
that
because again, Virtua Fighter is one of those older generation people
Yeah.
that know because obviously our friend Derek loves Virtua Fighter, but most people younger, because I forgot about Virtua Fighter. You know, what I mean, it's like it's always in the back of my mind. But someone brought up like, oh, Virtua Fighter, but I wouldn't go out my way to go play Virtua Fighter.
I stopped playing Virtua Fighter after 2.
Yeah, most people did, but yeah, apparently it's still people still play it
Yeah.
though. But I did feel like when they brought in Akira and Jackie and Sarah for as guest characters for DOA, I felt like it kind of did bring the series back a little bit
Okay.
to me, so
Okay. Not all you got for that?
yeah,
All right.
that's a quick one.
What are our biggest what ifs in wrestling? Who wants to kick this off?
Ooh,
I
I'll
got
kick
like
it off.
5, but
I got-
number.
7.
I got 6.
This one is actually what sparked it off because I was, I watched Chris Van Vliet's
Right.
podcasts and interviews, and he said this guy is one of the biggest what ifs in wrestling, and I agree because he was supposed to be he was on trajectory to be really good, and then one thing just shot it all down, and that's Mr. Kennedy.
Ooh, yeah.
Mr. Kennedy was on his way to being a superstar
Yeah.
in the WWE, and then one poor interaction with Randy Orton shot it all down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like he was Mr. Money in the Bank. He was supposed to win it, and
I can still hear that. Kennedy.
yeah,
Mhm.
Kennedy.
his gimmick worked well,
Mhm.
and I'm like it was like he was on his path to stardom.
What happened?
From what I understand, there was a match. It was a multi-man match. I remember it vividly because like I believe it was the Nuggets screwed them out of a venue. They changed it at the last second so they couldn't have Raw or SmackDown or whatever. I think it was Raw in Denver. So they had to hurry up and move, and they switched to like LA.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a multi-man match where the bad guys were in Nuggets jerseys and all the faces were in Lakers jerseys.
I remember that. I remember
And
John
they-
Cena wrestling in
And they squashed them. Well, Mr. Kennedy did something, and I think he hurt Randy Orton,
Oh, okay.
and it pissed off Randy, and he went to management, and they basically killed his push
Right.
from that point on.
That sucks. Yeah, I actually just seen recently Randy Orton has now been in the WWE longer than he wasn't. Like he was
Yeah.
like 22 when he came into WWE.
Yeah.
He's
Mhm.
now been in the WWE for 23 years.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, so that sucks because I really liked Mr. Kennedy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mr. Anderson,
Mr.
whatever you want
Anderson,
to call him.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
You want me to just go through my whole list?
You want to just do one apiece?
Yeah, let's do one apiece.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm
Because
gonna-
there's probably some repeats, so I don't want to
Yeah.
take
Okay.
ones off of y'all.
I'll go next. This always bugged me, but what if Sandow cashed in successfully during his feud with Cody Rhodes?
That is a big what if.
Yeah.
Remember that when
Sandow,
we threw the money in the bank and the you
Yeah.
could have created 2 stars
yeah,
right then and there.
yeah.
And
I don't know what he did to piss them off.
Sandow?
Yeah,
I don't know, but
really good.
He was so over too.
So
over. Like
he was, and he did it multiple times.
right.
Like when he was the heel and he was the savior of the masses or whatever.
That was- yeah.
So he was great, and he got over well as a heel.
Yeah,
When he became Mizdow,
that was great.
Yeah. Oh, that was funny.
he got himself over so much.
Yeah,
But I think that goes back to that whole if Vince doesn't want you to get over. But it
Right.
seemed like they were pushing him.
Yeah, and then
Right.
he
Like
just
Zack,
stopped.
like Zack Ryder, for instance.
yeah.
They were just like, screw you, we're not doing anything with
Yeah.
you. But Sandow, they're like, okay, you're good enough. Let's use you.
Right.
And then they just killed it.
Yeah.
Like I think if he would have cashed in at that moment successfully, I'm like, you could have built 2 stars out of him and Cody.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
that's my what if.
What if Vince didn't win the steroid trial?
Okay. What do you think that would have changed?
Well, at that time, WWE was in a bad spot anyway.
Right.
During the mid-90s, the roster everyone was actually, a lot of people kind of grew out of it at that time. And if he didn't, like, what would have happened to the company?
You think WCW would have won?
They
No.
would have took a big jump even more.
No.
But
You say no?
No.
they probably would have self-destruct a little later after 2001, I think.
No, they wouldn't
But why not?
Because they let the inmates run the asylum.
Well, that's
They
true.
were always going to fail. As soon as they started
That's true.
giving creative rights to wrestlers, they were going to fail. When the guy in charge has no ability to tell you no as a wrestler, they're going to fail.
But if they don't have WWE as competition,
Yeah, the only competition would have been around was ECW.
yeah.
Then we would have had no wrestling industry.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Because you would have had these guys that are so big where there's no, oh, I can go somewhere else. It's either you do what I say or your company's going to fail.
Right.
Like, no, it would have been destroyed.
Okay. All right, that was the one I had. Things. Okay, you want to go to your next one?
Yeah, I got all wrestlers. I just got what ifs and like that, wrestlers that could have been great, but for one reason or another,
Shoot off another
isn't.
Yeah.
Velveteen Dream.
That is on mine. I said, what if Velveteen's Dream's legal troubles never happened? That is on mine.
Velveteen Dream is one of the biggest what ifs in wrestling.
Instantly when I thought of it, I was like, oh, Velveteen. I was like, he could have been amazing.
Oh, he could have been.
And he
one
was
of the-
exonerated of he was found not guilty.
Yeah, but then he also got charged with like DUI or something like that.
Yeah, I don't care about them. Jay
Then-
got a whole bunch of them.
Then he started going on
Rant.
YouTube and
Yeah.
Twitter and doing all these crazy rants. Like,
Yeah.
if he would have just let it play out,
Mm-hmm.
things might have cleared up for him. But he just kept doing stuff, and I'm like, man, he could have been great.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, I definitely had that on there. But I definitely got it on there, I should say.
What's next for you?
Me, I have. What if Wade Barrett's career wasn't cut short by injuries? I thought Wade
like
Barrett
Wade
was
Barrett.
one of the best heels. I
Yeah.
enjoyed the hell out of the Barrett barrage and all that.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
thought
But then
Barrett
it was,
a pretty good wrestler.
Obviously cut short by injuries. I just want to know how high could he have really gone?
Right.
And obviously to me, you had Del Rio as champion. I thought Barrett was significantly better. So-
Not in the ring. Is he a ring worker?
I think Del Rio's a better
I think
in-ring.
Del Rio's but Barrett was a way better character,
Oh, I agree.
way more charismatic.
I did like Ricardo though. Like the but
Ricardo made with Del Rio.
Yeah, but okay.
Del Rio's a great in-ring worker, but Barrett was a good worker too.
He was good.
Solid
yeah.
worker too.
He was a
but
good worker, but
if we're just talking about just pure personality, Del Rio was boring, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's what I got.
Well, even though this already happened at the Royal Rumble this year, but what if Cena would have went heel at 29 when he should have done it
Yeah.
at WrestleMania 29? Even though he just did it this year, but he should have did it at WrestleMania 29.
Yeah, that's when he said they had like all the extra music
Yeah.
and all that. And
Yeah, they said they was ready to, and then Vince just changed his mind.
Of course. But I mean, obviously the children would have been devastated. But at that time, we were in our mid-20s, early 30s, maybe, we'd have been. It would have been hilarious. But but just to see how upset the kids would have been. But that was the perfect moment to do it.
Yeah, it was.
Because that WrestleMania wasn't even that great anyway. It was okay, if I recall. The card, I think it was CM Punk versus Undertaker, that card, and I think it was Lesnar and Triple H, but that's all I really remember from that card. And then obviously the Rock Cena too, but that was the perfect moment.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, that was my second one.
Mm-hmm. All right. My next wrestler that I think is a big what if, Kerry Von Erich.
Yeah. He had the look.
He had the look.
Yeah.
He could wrestle.
Yeah.
Like he could have been great.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
He could have been an all-time great.
Was he juicing?
I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, that generation, pretty much all of them were.
Yeah.
My next one is one of my favorite wrestlers, and I was super excited when he came to WWE, and they tried to push him, but what if Finn Balor didn't get injured the night he won the Universal Championship?
Oh, that's a big what if.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because he has never recovered from that.
No, his momentum was crazy at the time. And,
yeah.
I just think he would still be in the main event picture. I think he'd be up there with Seth.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
So,
which is a shame because Seth had a major injury too, and it didn't hurt him.
Yeah, but Seth wasn't right after winning the title.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
But for some reason, his injury didn't hurt him, but Finn's hurt his. Like I just don't get it.
Yeah. All right, what else you got?
What if Booker T would have won at WrestleMania 19 when he should have won?
He should have won
against
Triple
H. Yeah.
He should have won.
Yeah.
That bullshit ass one.
I think about like all the stuff he was like doing, and I'm like, how did he not get pushed to this guy? Like, even like the grocery store fight with him and Stone Cold, like that's legendary. Like, how was he not pushed to this guy?
Yeah, all the Gold Dust skits at the hotels and just all that goofy stuff and just I
agree.
Yeah, he could have been so.
Especially the stuff Vince was having Triple H say and all that.
Yeah.
You people and
Yeah,
horrible.
That was Triple H with just the handlebar mustache.
Running with Flair.
Triple H. But, what you got, Malik?
Next wrestler, Monty Brown.
I don't know who that is.
I about to say I don't either.
That's he's a wrestler. He was big in TNA. Black guy. He played for like the Buffalo Bills at one point in time, but he used to. Do you know the move to pounce?
Yeah.
He made it popular.
Dude, I remember when I first started wrestling, they was like, you had to use the pounce. And I'm like, no.
like the pounce was made because he called himself the alpha male. Yeah. And he was like, I'm the.
Okay, yeah. This dude?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember him now. Yeah.
He actually went to the WWE for a quick, brief second. He was with the WWE's version of ECW.
Yeah.
When they did that rebrand. He was named Marcus Corvon, I think.
Yeah.
But he left because I
remember that picture right there.
His sister passed and he went and took to take care of her kids or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I get why he left.
Right.
But he just had intensity and he reminds me of Braun Breaker now.
Okay.
Like just an intensity to him and the pounce when he used to give people the pounce, it looked like he was fucking them up, especially in the little 6-sided ring at TNA. Oh, he used to fuck people up with that pounce, and I thought he was just so good. Yeah, but he played. He was in the NFL for a few years. I think it was for the Bills.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, Bills and the Patriots.
Yeah,
Bums Mafia.
Yeah. But he was. I really liked Monty Brown. Monty Brown was really good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't. Once I seen the picture, I was like, yeah, I remember him now. But all right, I got And I just think that the matches that would have been held, I feel like we missed out on. What if AJ Lee didn't retire early?
Man, that would have been great.
Her versus the 4 horsewomen, I think that would have
Oh,
the matches we
such
would have got
great matches.
would have been amazing.
Great matches.
You know. So that instantly, I'm like, man, I was like, that would have been just so dope. Even like if she was still wrestling today, like you got Bianca, Rhea, and it would have just
Yeah, that would have been some
we would have had
really
just some
good
amazing
matches.
matches with her.
Yes.
So
Yes, that's definitely up there with good what if there.
yeah. What you got, Tim?
What if Tony Schiavone never said the Mick Foley cheap shot? That's not going to, when he had the title match against The Rock.
When they spoiled it,
Yeah.
caused everyone to
Yep.
change the channel.
Yep.
That's a good question. I don't know what would have happened.
Yeah.
That's actually good to think about.
That's
like-
that is
really good.
That is definitely something to think about.
Yeah.
Because that's when their 83-week streak ended.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Again, like you said, self-destruct.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, but because it wasn't Bischoff the one that told him to say that.
Oh yeah.
Bischoff the one told him to say it, but you know, he said, "Oh, that's not going to put no butts in the seats," and everyone turned over.
Everyone switched. That's
Yeah.
something to really
Yeah.
think about.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I always think it's crazy how like they let Stone Cold go when he was stunning Steve, and it's crazy how like Stone Cold and Mick Foley were like one of the main reasons why they triumphed over WCW.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, always with the self-destruct.
Well,
you know.
don't forget they had the Undertaker.
Yeah, but when he was Mean Mark
Yeah.
or
They
something,
had Triple H.
Terrorizing,
Terrorizing.
Like
terrible,
that is a terrible
Terrorizing.
name.
terrible name.
But he also went by something else because he was teaming with William Regal for a little
Oh,
bit
was he?
before he went over. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
when he was like Jean-Paul Levesque. He was going by like
Okay.
Yeah, his name.
his name.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had several stars that was in WCW before they became big
Yeah.
Mhm.
in WWE. And they just let them go.
Okay. The creativity at that time was so bad for WCW. Like
Creativity for everyone.
Yeah,
Who
that's
came
true.
up with Isaac Yankem?
Jerry Lawler's dentist.
that was a bad one.
That was
Earthquake
terrible.
when he was the Shark in WCW.
Uh,
He was a Shark. That was awful.
Shockmaster.
Shockmaster was terrible.
That's still one of the funniest debuts of all
Yeah.
time. He dropped his helmet and everything.
So bad.
Glitter on a stormtrooper helmet.
Uh,
Oh, that is terrible.
Yeah. There were some bad gimmicks, man. The
Yeah.
Oddities was terrible.
The Oddities was
It was
bad.
bad. And Earthquake was in that.
Yep.
Yeah, he was Golga.
Golga, like
Was it? You just went to him, right?
yeah.
So Malik.
Elijah Burke.
Don't know who that is.
Why am I blanking on?
That's
the
the
name?
black guy
I
that
know the name.
he was with Sylvester Terkay. Very charismatic.
Yes. Did he become a manager? Like after a while? For
He was a
someone else?
manager for a little bit.
Yeah.
He went to TNA, had a decent run, but he was so charismatic.
This is one of my favorite drifts, by the way. I don't know why I couldn't remember his name, but yeah.
Yeah, like he was so
He was a
charismatic.
beast.
He was talented in the ring. He had a
Mhm.
good look. Like because when he first debuted, he was Sylvester Terkay's mouthpiece.
Right.
He didn't wrestle. And then when they split him and Sylvester up, who I actually was trained in my
I remember him as the Pope.
the Pope,
That's what I
the
yeah.
Black Pope in TNA.
Yep.
But he was Sylvester Terkay was my wrestling coach when I did MMA
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
because he was a national champion wrestler he would have been 2-time national champion wrestler if he didn't lose to Kurt Angle one year. But that's a big mean man. But anyway, back to Elijah Burke. He was just so talented.
He was.
So
yeah.
charismatic, so good in the ring, 4 up on the wrist because it's technically 4
Up.
upside your head, not 5,
Yeah.
like how Red Fox used to say.
Yeah.
But he was so good.
Yeah. Yeah, when you said the name, I'm like, and then I'm like, so I looked at the picture, I'm like, the Pope. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, he was a beast. So yeah, I agree 100%. Well, my next one would have been Velveteen Dream, so I'll go to my last one. What if Enzo Amore didn't have locker room heat?
They still would have been popular, but
Yeah.
I think the Miz exposed them.
Well, yeah, but that was because of the heat in the locker room.
But even if he didn't have the heat, as soon as he went up against someone like the Miz, he'd have gotten exposed.
The reason the Miz killed him like that is because of the
heat.
locker room heat. They was like, you gotta just kill this dude off.
Yeah.
Like, if he didn't, what would they have been, or even him by himself? What could he have, done? They were over.
They were extremely over. But I'm saying I still think if he would have stayed at the level he was at, he'd have been fine. Right. But as soon as he started climbing up the card and had to go toe-to-toe on the mic with a Miz, with a Cena, he'd have gotten exposed and then he would have went back down. That's just my opinion.
I just think, and the reason I put this, I think if he would have climbed and had to do that, they would have helped him out more.
Okay.
Than the Miz just completely annihilating him and leaving him out to dry. You know what I mean? Because that was his essentially buck breaking. Like,
right.
Like you don't belong here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like that was like his kill off. Like, all right, you're done. Like everyone's sick of you. Like I think like so for instance, I watched Cena talk one day, and they was talking about, remember The Rock wrote his promo. And Cena pointed it out, and Cena was like, that was completely unprofessional of me. I should not have done that. He was like, when we're out there, I'm supposed to be helping you.
Right.
And I think if Enzo didn't have that heat, they would have helped him more.
Right.
Just to kill him. You know what I'm saying? So, and honestly, I don't think he was able to prepare for the Miz, like, because they probably like, they was like, Miz just gonna shoot on him, and he's thinking like, oh, it's just gonna be this cute little promo, like, you know what I mean? I mean, Tiffany just did it with Charlotte, a few weeks ago. It happened with them, like Charlotte tried to shoot on her, and Tiffany shot back, and hurried up and got out the ring. I just think some people can hold their own, some people can't, and I just think he would have had more help.
Right.
That's it.
My last one is, what if Sable never powerbomb Mark Mara? Killed his whole push. To me, I thought it killed his career.
Yeah, but he had a ceiling. Yeah. So it's not like he was on the road to stardom. I mean, Mark Mara was never going to be that guy.
He could have been the heel guy in WWE at that time.
But her doing that made her a star.
Yeah.
So if she didn't do that, her ceiling would have been lower.
Right. And then we don't get her and Brock Lesnar.
Sure.
Sure.
I don't see how that's relevant to anything.
It's not at all.
But that definitely killed his career.
It definitely killed his career, but I still don't believe his career would have gone much higher than a mid card anyway. Because he was limited on the mic. He wasn't that great in the ring.
Well, he'd have been big for the Brawl for All. Because he was a boxer, right? He was an actual boxer, if I recall. He had boxing experience.
I don't know, maybe, but the Brawl for All was a complete shit show.
Yeah.
Although I did like seeing Bradshaw getting knocked out.
Well, that was the whole purpose of it.
That was the whole point of it.
Because Bradshaw was horrible.
Because Bradshaw was a piece of shit.
Yes, he is.
I got two left.
Okay.
One is Keith Lee.
Yeah.
Because what they did to him in WWE was just a travesty.
Yeah, I agree.
And now we don't know if he's coming back to AEW because of his health issues.
And now he's no longer even the most popular Keith Lee.
I guess that's also true as well.
Yeah.
He did put on some good matches in AEW.
He was a beast.
Yeah.
He is so good, so charismatic.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, a guy that big moving like he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just a spectacle.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's going to ever come back.
Right.
Like someone just tweeted at him like, hey, hope you're doing well. Love to see you back in the ring. And his response was something to the likes of, maybe it'll happen. I'm not entirely sure. We can hope for the best type thing.
Right.
But I'm like, man, because he was so talented.
Right.
So talented. And I would love to have seen him back in the ring.
Yeah,
But
his tag team with Swerve was great.
Yeah, that tag team was great.
A dope tag team.
And just the matches that I'm coming up in my head that he can have. Just imagine him and Brody King.
Yeah.
That would be an incredible match. Him versus Takeshita.
Yeah.
Like, these can be some incredible matches, and I'm just hoping he is able to allow me to remove him as a what if.
Yeah.
I hope he gets healthy and he's able to come back and he can be removed as a what if.
You know who I just thought about as a what if? And I think in WWE he had a ceiling and he was never going to break through that ceiling. But if he was around like now for like AEW, I think he'd be putting on excellent matches. Tyson Kidd.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He was never going to break through the WWE ceiling.
Yeah.
But the matches he could put on in AEW
Oh,
would be amazing.
Oh, my goodness.
So,
yep.
Yeah.
He wasn't on my list, but I'm like, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, Tyson Kidd's so good. That tag team with him and Cesaro.
Oh, yeah.
Was great. My last one is Jason Jordan.
That's what
Kurt Angle's son.
Yeah. I don't know what his ceiling would have been. So don't get me wrong. I'm not
Why
saying.
did they make him Kurt Angle's son? Why not Chad Gable? He's right there.
I think they did it literally to swerve because everyone was saying it's Chad.
Yeah.
But I don't know what his ceiling would have been. But I just don't like that we never got a chance to find out.
Yeah. And now he like comes out like break up fighters and he be getting like pushed off and I'm like, he's bigger than them.
But yeah, he's apparently a producer backstage and he's done some of the best. Like he's been the one in charge of some of these great matches that's been going on.
Oh, work.
So he's doing great work and I'm happy for him, but I just think he could have been I would have been intrigued to see where he could have gone.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got.
I got one more quick one just because I'm sitting there thinking about it. And since he's from Pittsburgh, what if Corey Graves didn't get hurt?
Yeah.
I loved Corey Graves' work with his little stay down.
Yeah.
So, that's something
I would like to see where he could have gone as well.
Right. So, all right, that's all we got for that.
Yeah.
All right, Mount Rushmore wrestling managers.
There's a couple on here that I think all three of us are going to have at least two of these people on them. The other two is where things will vary some, but the first two, I think any wrestling fan are going to have the first two on there.
Who's that?
You want me to start it off?
I'll start off. I'll do mine first.
Okay.
Because I got four, and I'm pretty sure they're...
Two of them are definitely the same. I'm pretty sure.
I would assume three of these are the same.
Okay.
Okay. But I got Paul Heyman.
Of course.
I got Jim Cornette.
Okay.
I thought about him, but I didn't put him on mine. But
got Bobby Heenan.
Of course.
And I got Jimmy Hart.
That's on mine.
So that's my four. Like,
okay.
And like I said, I knew everyone knows Bobby Heenan and Paul Heyman are going to be on here.
Right.
If you don't put them on here, either you're too young to know who Bobby Heenan is,
or you're trolling.
Yeah.
Or you're just an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, I could see someone who's younger not putting Bobby Heenan on there because they just don't know who he is.
Yeah.
But if you're 30 years old or older, you're putting Bobby Heenan on this.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There's no choice in the matter.
Absolutely.
Tim, you want to give yours?
Yeah. First, a good call to Jim Cornette, though. I did think about putting Jim on there, but I did put this person over Jim, though. But I got Bobby and Paul.
Okay.
Jimmy Hart.
Okay.
And I put Sensational Sherry on there.
You know what? That was the other person I was struggling with. I was like, Sherry or Jim? And I was like, I got to put Jim on her. So
the only reason I put Sherry on is because she took bumps. She wasn't afraid to get her hands dirty in the ring. You know what I mean? She was tough. You know what I mean? You could slam her and whatever, even though her promos weren't, she just screamed. But She managed a lot of
I
great
thought about
people.
Vicky Guerrero also.
Vicky was a good one
Yeah.
too, but I just went with Sherry just because, obviously the younger generation don't know who Sherry is, but we do.
Mhm.
But I just felt like she doesn't get appreciated enough as a manager. You know what I mean? And I just thought she was always great. You know what I mean?
I'm not upset with that.
Yeah.
I forgot about Sensational
Yeah.
Sherry. The first woman that came to mind for me was Miss Elizabeth, and I'm like, no. But I'm not mad at that list.
And also, since Sherry was in one of the greatest promos with Booker T with the Hulk Hogan, she was there. So
She definitely was. My favorite.
But
you see it in his face, right?
Yeah.
You should have just kept moving, buddy. You should just act like you never said it.
But yeah, I just feel like she never really gets talked about as much.
Yeah.
And just. So yeah, that's why I feel like that's why I put her over Jim Cornette, because even though I like Jim, I know a lot of people don't like Jim today because he's old school and and he doesn't have a filter, but I'm okay with that. I like Jim. I think Jim is hilarious. I think him and Vince Russo's feud to this day is hilarious. It's very entertaining.
Yeah.
But I just gave it. I felt like Sherry just took the bumps and Jim didn't.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, I like that. But mine is Paul Heyman.
Of course.
Bobby Heenan.
Yes.
Jim Cornette.
Really?
I included Jim
Wow,
Cornette.
I'm a little shocked you put Jim in. Okay.
I was deciding between Jim Cornette and Jimmy Hart.
Okay.
And I'm like,
I put them both.
I like Jim Cornette better. And my last one is Luna Vachon. For pretty much the same reason why you chose Sherry. She was the only manager in my mind that would scare other people.
Okay.
No one's afraid of Paul Heyman, Bobby Heenan, Jim Cornette.
Yeah.
You're afraid of Luna Vachon.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So it brought a new dynamic to it.
That's fair.
The managers fear. They're not just some person trolling, sniveling in the corner.
Yeah,
no,
okay.
don't fuck with her. She will fuck you up.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I gotta include Luna Vachon.
That's a great pick.
Yeah.
I'm really still shocked about Jim Cornette. That's a good pick, though. Great, like I told you, that's a great pick. I'm really surprised you put him in there. I didn't think you'd be a big Jim
Just
Cornette.
because I'm not a fan of how he is now,
Right.
doesn't mean I'm going to ignore his contributions then.
That's fair.
Yes, I think right now he's that grumpy old man. Get off my lawn.
Yeah.
Go lay down in the ditch, old man.
But that doesn't change that he was an incredible manager back when he was in his prime.
The Foreign Fanatics, when he's running the Foreign Fanatics, is that what they were called?
Nobody picked Paul Ellering?
I didn't pick Paul Ellering because I only associated them with the
AOP.
No, the Legion of Doom. AOP is.
I was supposed to say, come on, man.
AOP is meh.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about Slick? Okay.
Teddy, you can go Teddy Long.
I didn't realize. See, I didn't know Teddy was a manager for a while. I knew him more as a referee.
Everyone knew. Yeah, most people knew him as a referee, and then of course his run as SmackDown general manager.
Yeah,
he made everyone go one-on-one with the Undertaker.
But I didn't know he was a manager like in WCW as much because I was younger. I realized he managed Doom.
Yep,
I didn't realize that. And
but yeah, I think that's my 4. I got
okay. Those I like all the picks.
I mean, it's funny because we have, it's pretty much the same people.
Yeah, that's he said. At least 2 of them was going to be on there.
That's
at least 2.
We knew at least 2 was going to be on all 3 of ours.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I was surprised. I thought you were going to put Don Callis on there.
I thought you were going to put Don Callis on
there. I thought Tim was going to put him on there.
I do like Don.
I was like, Tim's going to put Don Callis on there.
I thought Tim was going to put Don Callis on there.
Hey,
I'm like, he's not there yet.
Yeah, he crossed my mind, but I don't think he's there yet neither. What he's doing right now in AEW is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'll put Nana on there. That's like his dad's.
Yeah, his dad is great. I like those. I like those.
Right.
I like those lists. Those are good.
All right. Let's get into the big argument here. Top 10 cereals.
All right.
Swear to God, if one of y'all have Raisin Bran.
Malik probably got Wheaties on there. Wheaties or something.
We gonna do just run down our list, or
I'm starting at 10.
Did either of y'all have any honorable mentions?
No. I just did 10.
I don't. I just got 10.
Okay, I got a few.
I
got
struggle
some-
with my number 10, to be honest.
I got some honorable mentions, so I'm gonna just rattle those off, then we can go into our top 10s.
All right.
Smacks.
No.
It's a good cereal.
No.
Smacks is a good cereal.
Those things are disgusting.
Smacks is a good cereal,
What's
man.
wrong with y'all?
I knew that would piss
No.
them off.
No.
There's nothing wrong with Smacks.
They're disgusting.
No, they're
No.
not.
They look like roaches to start with.
Oh, my.
Like,
Well, you ain't wrong there.
no. And then dig them. What is even the point of dig them?
Just dig them. Who cares?
Yeah.
That's the point of most of the
Nah.
cereal mascots. What does a toucan have to do with Fruit Loops?
It's colorful.
Yeah, he acted.
Anyway, Golden Grams.
Okay,
I
so
forgot about to put that on there. Damn it.
Jazz had that in her top 10, but I'm like, I never really ate them all like that.
I think they're all right, but they're not in the top 10.
Mhm.
Rice Krispie treat cereal.
It was okay.
I prefer the actual like Rice Krispie treat. not the
Yeah, but I
cereal.
remember. Yeah.
That's
What is it?
that's why it's
I-
not a top 10.
Okay.
Is that even still around?
I don't know.
Okay.
Apple cinnamon Cheerios.
That's a very good cereal.
That ain't nothing
But-
but Apple Jacks.
But there's something better
No,
on
it's
that.
not. No, it's not. It's a little bit healthier. Honey Nut Cheerios.
Whoa!
all right,
Whoa!
all right, okay.
Uh-uh.
I have it at 10. It's my number 10.
At
So
10?
he has it as honorable mention.
Oh, my. All right, I'm hot. All right, anyways, go ahead.
Lucky Charms.
I'm cool with that down there.
Yeah, honestly, I had that at number 10, and I was like, Honey Nut Cheerios is better than this. So
And my last honorable mentions, Crunch Berries.
I'm okay with that, but I have something else better than Crunch Berries.
I have
on mine.
Crunch Berries way higher. So
But
I
Crunch
don't
Berries
have
is a good cereal.
Crunch Berries is cool.
No
man.
argument there.
All
All right, that's my honorable mention.
right. Well, I said my number 10, so it's Honey Nut Cheerios.
Your 10's Honey Nut Cheerios. What's your 10?
Corn Pops.
Corn Pops is weird tasting to me.
It-
I liked it better when I was younger,
Yeah,
but
as
now
a kid. Yeah.
now that I eat it, it has a very weird texture and taste to me.
Yeah.
So it dropped down a lot.
That's
yeah,
fair.
I
but
agree with you. Like I used to eat them, but like now I'm like, no, I'm not eating them.
Yeah.
But-
My number 10's Fruit Loops. Just a solid all around cereal.
It's okay. Yeah,
It's just a solid cereal. You know,
Okay.
you can eat it,
That's fair.
but it's not one that you would pick first.
I'm not gonna argue.
Yeah.
I have it higher. So
okay.
number 9.
Yeah.
I'll go 9. Frosted Flakes.
That should be way higher.
No, it's
Yeah.
another
I
solid
have
cereal.
it. I have it higher.
That should
so
be higher.
It's another solid cereal.
What you got? Cornflakes up there higher?
Shut up, Tim.
Okay.
No.
Go ahead.
It's a solid cereal.
It should be higher on your list.
No.
But I got Apple Jacks at 9.
I have it higher, but I agree.
Okay.
My 9 is Fruit Loops. I just have it one space higher than you.
Yeah.
Uh,
See, it's not terrible.
all right. My
All
number
right.
8, Cookie Crisp.
Cookie Crisp is terrible.
Cookie Crisp
No,
is
Cookie
good.
Crisp isn't terrible, but
Cookie
Crisp
Crisp
is
is
good.
terrible.
Cookie Crisp is good. You're crazy.
Cookie Crisp is
Man.
terrible.
Dose just tore up my knockoff Cookie Crisp I got from Aldi the other day.
oh my.
He look, man, I was in there and I was like, oh, look. And I just bought them and he tore them up the other day. Cookie Crisp is good, man.
Cookie Crisp is terrible.
Man, throw that in some almond milk. Fire. Okay.
All right, mine is Oops All Berries at 8.
Fair.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fair.
that's why I said Crunch Berries. That's okay. I got something a little better higher,
Fair,
but that's
yeah.
okay. I don't like cut gums, so
Yeah, that's what,
that's why
that's,
Oops All
that's
Berries.
why Captain Crunch Berries
Yeah.
is a little low.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you know
Yeah.
the Captain Crunch part will fuck your mouth
Captain
up.
Crunch
Yeah.
will tear. Yeah. So,
My 8 is Apple Jacks.
Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with that.
okay.
No
I still
argument.
got it a little higher, but okay.
My 7 is Cocoa Puffs.
It's a solid cereal. I ain't got no problem
I
with
don't like Cocoa Puffs. I never like chocolate cereal. Just I can't.
I like chocolate cereal.
That's a complete lie. I just don't like Cocoa Puffs. Because then I'm gonna say my number 1, and I'm like, what? It's chocolate. But
I swear to God, if Cocoa Krispies is your
if Cocoa Krispies is my number 1, you have permission to punch me.
that. Oh my lord.
What you got?
What are we on 7 now?
Yeah.
Oh, honeycombs.
honeycombs, I feel
Those are
like
good.
Pops.
No,
The texture, the texture and the taste is just a little weird to me.
No.
Yeah. My 7, I have Frosted Flakes.
Should be higher, but that's a great cereal.
It's a good, solid cereal.
It's not-
I like
9.
I like the ones I got above it better.
Okay, well, we'll see when we get up there.
All
That's
right,
cool.
6 is my Apple Jacks.
That's okay. I'm okay. I ain't gonna argue about that.
I'm not upset at that.
I got Honey Graham O's at 6. That is a fire cereal.
I don't know if I've ever ate it.
I don't think I have either.
It is fire. My mother-in-law put me on it. Rest in peace. Years ago, it's fire.
I don't know if I've ever ate it.
You
I've seen it, but I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever ate it.
It's fire. I'm surprised you. All right,
All right, my number 6, waffle crisp.
that should be higher.
I don't have it on my list, but good cereal.
It is a good cereal.
Good cereal.
Makes your fingers smell though. Like
It does.
Yeah.
What you got is 5.
5, peanut butter crunch.
Okay.
It's all right.
It would have been in my honorable mentions, but I get it. I like it.
I think
As someone who, like, I'm not a huge peanut butter person,
right.
but I love peanut butter cereals.
So do I.
It's okay. Like I got nothing against it. I kind of forgot about it actually. To be honest.
So did I. But
Right. 5 is Frosted Flakes. Top 5 cereal.
Mm.
Yeah. Come on.
y'all ain't gonna have my number 5 on your list, but it is what it is.
Better not be shredded wheat.
Shredded wheat is a good cereal.
Shredded
man.
wheat is fucking
good
terrible.
I'm
cereal.
going off nostalgia with this because today I would not eat this because they done changed it and it ain't the same. Tricks.
I knew you was gonna say tricks. That's the reason why I don't have it on my list.
It's
They
because of
changed
today.
it.
That's
They
why I
changed
changed it. I'm going off complete nostalgia. It used to be fire when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So
Like when it was actual the fruit.
yes,
Yep.
Okay.
yes. Once they change it to the little balls, it's not the same.
It's not
Okay.
the same.
That's fair.
It's not the same. It doesn't taste the
Yeah.
same.
No, that's what I said. It's
You ever see
complete
that
nostalgia.
meme?
That's why I put that caveat in there.
You ever see that meme that was said, maybe we see it as little puffs because tricks are for kids?
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. Number 4, French Toast Crunch.
That's an okay. I don't have nothing.
I like
against
French
it.
Toast Crunch.
I like
It
French
was-
Toast
it was
Crunch
good.
as well.
Mhm.
What's your 4?
Oh, waffle crisp.
Okay.
Okay, I had that at 6.
Okay.
You had that
Okay.
at 4. My 4 is French Toast Crunch.
Oh, nice.
Like,
All right.
I think French Toast Crunch is really good.
Yeah.
My number 3, Reese's Puffs.
Okay. Okay.
It's all right.
I have it higher,
You like peanut butter cereal, so
Yeah.
yeah. Number 3, I got Cinnamon Life.
I love Cinnamon Life, but I did not
I
put it on this
not
list.
think about
Cinnamon Life, man.
That's crazy.
I got a box of it upstairs
That's
right
crazy.
now.
I didn't think about that at
Cinnamon
all.
Life is good, but I thought if I even mentioned Cinnamon Life, I would get the brunt of your
Cinnamon Life used to be fire.
Yeah, Cinnamon Life is
Cinnamon
fire.
I haven't
Life
had it in
is-
years, though.
Cinnamon Life is so good,
Yeah.
Yes,
so good.
What number was that?
that was 3.
Those 3? Okay. I have Crunch Berries.
Okay,
All right,
One of my favorites.
Okay.
One of my favorites. Sorry.
It's a good cereal.
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
I just don't like my mouth being destroyed.
yeah.
Number 2, and this could have easily been my number 1, but Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
That's my number 2.
Number 2.
That's
Cinnamon
my
Toast
number
Crunch.
2.
All right. I guarantee we don't have the same number 1.
Nope.
But
My number 2, s'mores. S'more cereal.
No.
dude, your number 1 better be Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
S'more cereal is fucking great. You
It
got
was
the
okay. It was
marshmallows.
okay.
You got, and what's great about it is you don't even got to get the name brand. You get the Walmart brand, and it's still fucking good. Get the big Walmart
I'm about to say,
bag.
you can buy it in the bag.
Yep, buy the
the 5
Walmart
pound
bag.
bag.
Yep. Of s'more cereal. You got the grams from Golden Grams. You got
Okay.
basically Cocoa Puffs with marshmallows. It's great.
Your number 1's probably
It's
Fruity
great.
Pebbles.
It better be Cinnamon
It's
Toast
probably
Crunch.
Fruity Pebbles.
That should be in everybody's top 2.
My number 1 is Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay, I'm gonna say that
Easily.
should be in everybody's top 2.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is by far the best cereal, like, period.
It's my number 2. It's not my go-to. It's my second one, but what you got number 1?
Oh, Honey Nut Cheerios.
No.
That is the go-to
No.
cereal.
No.
Yes, it is. That is
No.
the go-to cereal.
No.
It is. That is the number 1
What?
cereal of all. Absolutely.
What are you?
Absolutely. It is number
What?
1. It is the
Should
greatest
be more
cereal.
healthy.
No, it is. It was great.
What?
Absolutely. It's not an honorable mention or number 10. It should
It's
be
definitely number 10.
1. It is a better cereal than Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
No, it is
Yes,
not.
it
Out
is.
of your
No,
mind.
it
It
is
is.
not.
It is a
Out
goat.
of
It's
your-
S-tier cereal. What are you
crazy.
talking about? It's goated.
You are
Honey Nut
crazy.
Cheerios.
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
Absolutely not.
It-
No.
Oh,
no.
Quentin, say your number 1 because that's ridiculous.
You might not like
No.
mine either. Tim definitely gonna like mine. My number 1's Reese's Puffs.
It's okay. It's
I had it.
overrated, but it's all
It's
right.
3. So
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
mad.
what- I
I'm
love
not mad
Reese's
at that.
Pops, man. It's my go-to.
I'm not mad at that.
It's me and Sierra's go-to.
It's sure as hell
So-
better than Honey Nut
No,
Cheerios.
it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it is not.
Honey Nut Cheerios is a wild pick for one. Like,
The goat.
One?
Goated cereal.
that is insane.
And here y'all go jumping on my list again. Every list I do, it's a
Because you
catastrophe
have
with
some
y'all.
of the worst takes.
What are you talking about? This is the best take. Honey Nut Cheerios.
Hey,
People in the comments,
It's the best
where are
cereal.
you putting
Oh.
Honey Nut Cheerios? Because it sure as hell ain't number 1.
Yes, it is.
that is insane.
How is that insane?
Honey, it's number 1?
Yes.
No.
What?
Yes.
No. He had it as an honorable mention. I have it as 10.
Yeah.
You got it as 1.
Hey, okay, look. It's
One.
It's better than Cocoa Puffs.
No, the fuck it
Yes,
ain't.
it is.
No, the
It-
fuck
it-
it
I don't
ain't.
like Cocoa
Yeah,
Puffs.
it's, what else you got on it? It's better than French Toast Crunch.
No,
No,
it's
the
not.
fuck it
No,
ain't.
it's not.
No,
No,
yes,
it's
it
not.
It's
It's not.
It's better than Peanut Butter Crunch.
No.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. It's better than Fruit Loops.
I can let you argue that.
What? It's better than Fruit Loops?
Yes.
I got it
It's
as
way
10
better.
and Fruit Loops is 9. like
Nah,
right there.
it's-
So I wouldn't debate that. I wouldn't debate it being better than Frosted Flakes.
It is better than
I
Frosted
don't think
Flakes.
it's better than Frosted Flakes.
I wouldn't debate it.
Mm-mm.
I personally don't see it that way, but I don't debate it. But number 1?
Yes.
You're out of your
Absolutely not.
fucking mind.
All the cereals, and you go in there and you pick Honey Nut Cheerios out of all
Yes.
the cereals in there.
It is the
That's
greatest
crazy.
cereal
So
of
he
all
can walk
time.
into a cereal aisle with a bowl
Yes, I'm going right. to
and
the
no
honey-
milk because he eats his cereal
I eat
dry
cereal
like
dry.
a psychopath.
I eat cereal dry because I hate milk. But look,
And
Almond milk.
I hate milk. Period.
Oh,
It's just- I hate milk. It's
the first thing he's gonna grab is
It's honey-
fucking Honey
Yes.
Nut
That's
Cheerios.
insane.
That is insane.
I will say this.
Yes.
I'm still a kid, so if there's cereal on top of the fridge, I will dig my hand in it and get some cereal or pour some in my hand, and I'll eat it.
Yes.
If there's Honey Nut Cheerios up there, I'm not thinking about eating them.
You're crazy, man. I'm taking. You give me Honey Nut Cheerios
No.
any day of the week.
No.
Yes.
I will eat Honey Nut Cheerios, but I'm just saying.
I
they're
will-
not-
I will
number
eat
one
it
is
too.
crazy.
It's
Number
better-
1 is
Yes, it's better than
insane.
apple cinnamon Cheerios. And apple cinnamon Cheerios are really good. But
Yeah.
it's way better than frosted Cheerios because those are disgusting.
Yeah.
And regular Cheerios are just meh.
You might as well say
That's just
Kix.
cardboard.
Yeah, exactly.
Might
But
as well say it Kicks.
Kix is alright with a ton of sugar on it.
well, what about
Sure.
yeah, berry kicks. You remember those?
Vaguely.
Vaguely, yeah, okay.
So what I used to like as a kid, now I won't even like look at a box of it. Fruity Pebbles.
I
You
never liked
cannot-
Fruity
You
Pebbles.
cannot eat them.
Fruity Pebbles is terrible.
Like you pour them and it's like soggy.
yes.
They don't
Fruity Pebbles is terrible.
they don't taste like what they smell like. I don't even what gets it's really like I'd rather have Cocoa Pebbles than Fruity Pebbles.
Cocoa Pebbles is just as bad.
No, I'd rather have that than I mean
never
Cocoa Puffs is better than Cocoa Pebbles for sure.
I
But
never
Yes.
like Cocoa Pebbles.
but
Cocoa Pebbles is just as bad as Fruity Pebbles.
really, Honey Nut Cheerios is not number one, guys. Come on.
No!
Yes!
no,
No.
Come on.
no.
At
I'm
least
not
you
going
put
to
it-
the cereal aisle and be like,
Oh my.
Honey Nut Cheerios.
Well, at least you put it in your top 10. I'll give you that. This one here.
That's only because I couldn't think of a 10th.
Honestly,
And I was like-
you're done.
I was
You're done.
like, it's
We're
either
done.
it was either that
Oh.
or Lucky Charms, and I'm like,
Oh,
I need
my
Honey
Lord.
Nut Cheerios before Lucky Charms.
Goated.
Mm-mm.
You're out of your mind.
Okay.
If I had
Number
remembered
one?
Peanut Butter Crunch, it would have been 10.
Number 1.
Yes.
Let's move on to trash takes because clearly Tim already started them.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Well, I'm going to go first, actually, on the trash takes. I got two. The first one, ladies with the white cars, stop getting pink rims. They look so stupid.
I can see
It's
my daughter.
ugly. It just doesn't look good.
I can see my daughter doing something like that.
So
next
it's
year.
such an eyesore. I get it's your car, do what you want with it, but I'm still going to say it. It's an eyesore. It's disgusting.
I don't mind it as much. Now, when they're doing the eyelashes,
That's-
that's
terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
That's
Yeah.
stupid.
The pink rims, I honestly don't care.
And
I
then,
think if you got pink trim, it could look kind of dope. Like if your
No.
car's all white with like pink trim,
No.
and then like the pink rims, that would look dope.
Yeah.
It looks such an eyesore for me. And this one here, this is for all for our people in our community, the black people. Please stop being so involved in celebrity lives. Please.
That's everybody.
That's everybody.
Yeah, but nah,
That's so
but lately what it's been with the Hunter kid,
Who?
The one, this guy, the Heisman player. I can't. think of his name.
Travis Hunter.
Yeah, the wedding.
I don't know, man.
Oh,
They're trying to protect him. Like he's
You know.
really nice, and they're like,
Yeah, I
people
mean-
like him, but they're like, bro, you gotta like,
Yeah, and like
the tape is out on her, like,
right, and like don't get me wrong, like if you've seen some of the clips, he looks very happy with this woman, but obviously
but she don't look happy with
Exactly.
him, and that's the
But-
problem.
everyone is just so invested into this man's life, and I'm like, look, let this kid live his life. I get, yes, I have my opinions. I don't think she's good for him, but I'm not going to sit there and force it down people's opinion and throats on these sites. And I'm like, look,
Yeah. I agree, but I think with him, it's just people are like,
he comes
Dude,
across
like-
as such a good person
Yeah.
people like
that
him
you don't
so
want to
much.
see this happen
Right,
to such a
right,
good person.
right? Like if
Because-
it was like honestly, like let's put, for instance, and this is a guy who I'm a fan of, and I hate what the NFL did to him, and fuck the Steelers for not drafting him. But if it was Shador,
right,
they would be like, oh, yeah, whatever happened to him deserves to happen. Just
right,
because they hate him. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, it wouldn't be as big of a talked about story to whereas with Travis, everyone's like, this is a good dude. We really
Yeah.
like him, and she's fucked up.
Yeah, like
Right,
everyone's
so-
like, because from what I can gather of Travis Hunter, that's his name, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
He just comes across as a genuinely good person.
yeah,
Yeah.
He's like, I don't party.
Yeah.
All I want to do, if in my off time, if I'm not playing football, I want to fish and play video games.
He's a hell of an athlete. Like,
I don't
Yeah.
party. I don't party. I want to fish and play video games. He's on the story of him on the plane with the old lady.
Yeah.
And the old lady's like, oh, are you somebody famous? He's like, no, I play football.
Mhm.
And, oh, what's your name? Oh, my name's Travis Hunter. And she's like, oh, I have no idea who you are. And he's just real nice to her and just talking to the nice old
I
lady.
watched
Right.
a video of him like there was a
Walking up
kid.
on the
There was a
kid
just
practicing.
practicing in his own
Yeah.
like backyard, and he just walked up on him, and he's like, "Oh snap!" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah."
And
He's
his
just a
words
good dude.
was, I don't know if he's going to know who I am.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Like, think about it. You're one of the biggest stars in football right now. And you're
Right.
like, I don't know if this kid who is a football fan clearly
"Yeah,
is even going to know who I am. Dude, everyone knows who you are.
right."
right. But I
So-
want this young man to succeed. I hope
Yeah.
he does have a good marriage.
I think
really
everybody
do.
wants
But,
that, but
but again, we all have our opinions, and we kind of agree with the same thing here. What it's hitting for? But the way everyone is just so invested in it. It's just weird to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all have an opinion, but just
I get it.
I
relax
think a lot
little
of
bit.
people see like either themselves or their friends in him. Like
Yeah.
he's a good dude who we
Right.
think she is about to ruin.
Yeah.
We all know what happens when a good dude is ruined. Like,
Yeah,
then
'cause-
he's gonna start
Right.
ruining.
You know,
Because
actions.
he could have easily been Stephon Diggs,
Right.
but he's not.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
So
actions are everything. And like you said, like in the video, like I just said a little bit ago, you see how genuinely happy he is in those videos, like of their wedding. You know what I
Right.
mean? And just like, and she's giving off a whole different vibe.
right.
You know what I mean? He's just so excited and just really, he loves this girl. You know what I mean? And we don't, we all know how it is the other way around. You know what I mean? So,
Well,
I will say a lot of people are way too invested in a lot of celebrities.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like even like right now, everything I know that Kanye has said is against my will.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I'm not searching for Kanye to see what he said. The only celebrity life I'm invested in right now is the trial of P. Diddy, because that's like a movie. Like I don't know,
that
I'm
man
not-
is a menace.
Yeah.
he was living the life of a real supervillain. Like,
Yeah.
Like, he is a menace.
that's the only thing I'm invested in right now, because every story that come out, I'm like, damn, this is crazy. But
yeah.
yeah, I don't really care about celebrities. Like
Neither do I.
other people.
I don't give a fuck.
I think-
That was mine though, but I'm like, ugh.
I started mine, so I might as well just go
Oh, my
ahead and
bad. All
finish it. And this is coming from a fan. The Steelers franchise is pathetic. Sorry. It is pathetic. It is absolutely pathetic.
The way he said it.
I am no longer in support of anyone in the front office. Art needs to go. He's one of the
Mhm.
worst owners in the league. The Steelers are pathetic. The fact that y'all are being held hostage by a 40-plus-year-old quarterback, like, and you for years you've gone and said, "Oh, we don't want hostages. We want we want volunteers. We want people who want to be here. Well, clearly he doesn't want to be here, so screw him.
Yeah.
Why didn't you draft the quarterback that fell into your lap?
4 different times.
Yeah. Now everyone's like, Will Howard. I'm like, bro, do you realize all the Ohio State fans keep telling you this dude sucks?
Right.
Like, he won because the team around him was great. Like, I could have won with that Ohio State team. Like, and I hope he turns out to be good. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. Maybe he is like Tom Brady or Brock Purdy. I don't know. But from what we've seen in college, there's no question who's the better quarterback, him or Shedeur. Just like now, they're like, oh, Browns fans are shocked that Shedeur's outperforming Dylan Gabriel. Why? He was a first-round talent.
Shouldn't be.
He was a first-round talent. Gabriel should have never been drafted before him. The Saints are retarded, too. I'm sorry, I can't say that. The Saints are stupid, too, for, you know what I mean, drafting Tyler Shue, who threw for 7,000 yards in 7 years, when Shedeur did that in 2 years at Colorado.
Right.
But the Steelers are just flat out pathetic. And they're like, oh, the Steelers are trying to trade for another receiver. And here's my thing. I don't care that they traded George Pickens. That was never the issue. I knew it was coming.
Right.
But if you know you're going to trade this dude,
get something.
Draft someone to replace him.
Correct.
And everyone's like, oh, but he would have left at the end of the season. And then somebody did that thing, and they was like, well, the Steelers would have got a third-round compensation pick for him. Compensatory, whatever it's called, pick for him anyway. And you ended up with a third-round pick for him. So you could have just kept him this year and used him. Like, now you had one of the worst receiving cores last year. You're just doing the same thing, just with a different number one. You're still going to have the worst receiving core. And then they're like, oh, man, what about Roman Wilson? He sucked in college.
He didn't suck.
He sucked. Michigan was a running team.
Don't talk about the
Michigan was
player.
a running team. He
wasn't
wasn't that good.
Player.
That's the only reason you like him. Michigan was a running team.
Don't talk about
and you expect this dude to all of a sudden be a big pass catcher in the NFL?
Don't talk about Roman Wilson.
No, I agree with you, Q. Right now, I don't know what the hell the Steelers are doing. It's just a tornado going on there. Actually, all three Pittsburgh teams are horrible right now. I mean, I don't care about the Pirates. Obviously,
somebody made a status and they said at this point, are Pittsburgh sports just taking advantage of our loyalty?
Yeah,
and I was like, absolutely. Absolutely.
And it's awful, and nothing won't change until, obviously, specifically the Pirates, they got to stop watching. They got to stop going.
Yeah.
But the problem is the older generation that saw success with them back in the 70s, they can't let it go.
Yeah.
And they're still stuck on that 1979 World Series, and it's like, bro, it's been 50 years now.
Steelers don't want to win. It's pathetic.
They don't want to win. The Penguins are in a disaster area right now. They're bad. They're wasting Crosby's final years. They can't get nothing built around them. They're just in a bad spot. Bad contracts. They let good players go. It's just bad right now.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh sports teams. It's awful.
Okay, so I just pulled up Roman Wilson's numbers.
All right, here you go.
He sucked. Go ahead, tell me.
If Wes puts up these numbers, he better get drafted because these aren't great.
Did you forget? I watch college football like all day, every day. I love college football. He sucked.
He had 420, 376, and 789 yards receiving in 3 years. That's not great.
No,
that's not.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm saying,
good.
Wes put up those numbers. His ass better get drafted in the third round, especially considering he's 4 inches taller.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and I'm not like, of course I don't like Michigan, but I'm gonna be honest. Like, Aiden Hutchinson was that dude. You couldn't deny what he could do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Roman Wilson was not good. That's why I'm like, why? Everyone's like, oh man, he's going to be the second. Now, I'm like, he wasn't good in college. What makes you think all of a sudden he's going to be like this star pass catcher now? Like,
right.
Calvin Austin was a threat in college.
Yeah.
And he's nothing now.
Right.
So, and then, fuck Mason Rudolph too.
But wait a minute, you was high on Mason Rudolph.
I was. That was before this weekend. Now I'm no longer.
Okay.
hounding.
What do you do this
I was
weekend?
hounding years ago.
What do you do this weekend?
I don't want to start a political thing about it, but
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I know what he is. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So now I do believe he called
Miles
Miles
Garrett.
Garrett the N word.
All right, go ahead.
All right, my trash take. Randy Orton's "Burning My Light" interest is better than Voices.
I don't remember the first one.
"Burning My Light" was better.
Mm-mm.
Yes, it was.
Mm-mm.
It was.
No,
Yeah, it was.
you just don't hear voices in your head.
Voices is a good one. Don't get me wrong.
I like voices better.
"Burning My Light's better.
Yeah. I could pull it up on here, or will the sound come out of there?
I'll get it to come out of the TV.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. I can't agree there. Once Randy Orton went to voices, that's when we start getting.
Now, don't get me wrong. His character work with Voices was better.
Yeah.
It matched his character better, but as just a song, "Burning My Light" was better. Sorry, it was. I see. Okay. Just had to. I have to make sure I remember to cut all this silence out.
I'll say, you got it, or you want me to?
I got it.
Okay. I'm about to say, because I do got it up right here. So, Netero.
There, that's it.
Yeah. You know it's gonna give us an ad the moment you click into it.
Of course it is. It always does.
I like the
Just like the other 30,000 I created today. Good luck.
Work with Fiverr resume experts to ensure your resume really stands out and get.
I'm like, I don't think this is right.
Another YouTube ad.
I agree with you. Nah, I don't.
I'm sorry. That was better. That's better than Voices.
No.
Let me get, but like I said, don't get me wrong. Voices fit him better, but Burning My Light was better.
No.
Yes.
Now, if you'd have said Drew McIntyre's whole music was
Oh,
better.
Drew McIntyre's, what was it called? Fuck. It's not Shattered Dreams.
Broken Dreams.
Broken
Dreams.
That's probably one of the best entrance songs
I was about to say
ever.
that's definitely one of the best entrance songs ever. So,
Broken Dreams was incredible.
mhm. So, but no,
Burning My Light's better.
I like it, but I don't like it better than Voices. So,
I like it better than Voices.
all right, not all we got.
That's all we got.
Another successful episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for tuning in.
Like, share, subscribe, and Honey Nut Cheers is the goated cereal.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
You get an honorable mention. I don't know.
Shh. Number one, you out of your mind.
It's the goat.
All right, everyone, have a good day out there.
Deuce.
Peace.